Alright guys, BLM here. Another live stream. Only, I don't know, around an hour and a half late. Fuck me, dude. So...
Did you know Detroit was on the
yeah,
Underground Railroad?
internet's been shit. It's really annoying because, like, again, so obviously missed Wednesday stream because of internet. Thursday came back, everything was fine. Literally everything was perfect up until I got home from work today. And like 10:30, it's gone. So that was bullshit. Then, yeah, called it in, blah, blah, blah. Essentially, again, tried restarting everything. By 11:30, that was when I was like, okay, we're probably not streaming. So I tweeted it out. But again, the last hour or so, it's kind of come back and stabilized a bit. So I was like, fuck it, let's just try it out. I'll be honest, I had an energy drink earlier, and also mixing that in with the fact that I already wasted like most of the night. I was like, I really just don't feel like doing anything else. So we'll try this out. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, Detroit Become Human. Starting us off. Don't know how far I don't know how long tonight's stream's gonna be. It's probably gonna be what? Not even 3 hours, probably, but whatever. Hey, it's me, Raccoon. So yeah, let's do it. I have finished my Beyond Two Souls video. This last time I streamed. So now Detroit, you can make a video on this for next year. Like, really, in terms of reality TV stuff, and that's also another reason why like I'm kind of okay starting so late here. Is because like reality TV wise, there's like nothing going on. We have like almost nothing new to talk about, so it's like if there was like a whole bunch of new stuff to talk about, I feel like I probably would just wait until tomorrow. But it's like there's not much. Spirit Fair was Spirit Fair. Let's see. I have not. I feel like we've talked about this before though, because I feel like I've looked this game up before, but no, I've not played it. Alright, let's play as Connor. So good? Okay. Like, is it like a... like, what kind of game is it?
Please, please, you gotta save my little girl.
Like, it just on the offset, it looks like some sort of Minecraft sort of knockoff, but...
You
sure.
You can't do that. Why aren't you sending a real person?
Again, the themes of this game are so fucking blatant, but like it is funny how like this does feel like automatically better than fucking Beyond Souls and Heavy Rain right from the beginning. Similar to Animal Crossing, okay. I forgot he had this mode.
My men are ready to step in. Just give the order.
Thoughts on a preview? I haven't seen the preview, or at least I haven't seen anything like notable in the preview. Has there been anything? Like, I know there's talk about, like, oh, we're going to flip the vote, whatever, and that sort of stuff. But, like, has there been anything else that's that notable? Yeah, I mean, my internet did die again. I thought, and, like, it just came back, like, 30 minutes ago. And I was thinking, like, again, is it, like, yeah, like, is it worth streaming? And I was like, at first I was like, no, but I kind of thought about it more. I was like, do I really, like, I already wasted, like, a good like hour and a half getting it back. It's like, whatever, we'll just stream. Like, I don't care anymore.
Do you know its name?
I haven't got a clue. Does it matter?
Are you building up a boat? Purchase for the next boot. Yeah, I think Jesse is probably my pick right now. Like, I talked about this last stream. I think the logical pick off the bat is like probably like Noelle. But I think Jesse, like, I think this is probably around the time of the Jesse Blindside. I mean, is there a boot order? I don't want to know about boot order. If there is already a boot order. But also, it's like kind of suspicious that it would come out now. I guess to a degree. I mean, like, there are points where like seasons get spoiled around the time of the merge. But I don't know. It feels like a weird spot for like a random boot order to show up now, considering it's like you think if it would have happened, it would have been known like probably like by the time of the Ellie boot or so. No. Traders, yeah. Traders has been really fucking good. I don't know if you watched this this last episode, but I was pretty surprised. Not by the time it happened, but like again, like I've been saying for a while why I thought this season was gonna be, and it's not, which is interesting. I will say I don't know how I feel about like the season moving forward, especially if a specific person doesn't win at this point. But still, it's a really fun show. How do you see Jesse's boot going down? I mean, I think just Coco probably flips on him. I think he like already pissed off the people that he flipped on the last round, and just Coco goes on board and votes him out. Like a near unanimous vote, potentially. I'm trying to remember. It's 11 people, so yeah, Coco would have to be on board, or at least some people from Coco. Like maybe Carla leads it. I don't know. I mean, like I guess Carla could be like blindsided by it, but based on how they're portraying Carla, I feel like she would be in on it if it were to happen. And I mean, I know the preview showed some Sammy and like him being involved in the flip, which would make sense considering he seems to be like a person in the middle right now. But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised like by the end of it, it's like everybody but Cody, pretty much. Yeah, I did see the interaction between James Lemon and Owen, where they're talking about being like everyone thinking that they're woo. Think she's gonna win? I think so too. Like at this point, it's like who else is there? Like who the fuck else is gonna win this season? And like I love how just spoilers for the traders. I love how like at the beginning of the season I was like, who the fuck is Alex? But it's like at this point, it's like it makes sense. Like it's like the only person that makes sense right now is if Alex wins. Considering like again she's a trader, and like it would make sense like edit wise that like she becomes prominent on the show at the moment that she becomes a trader, and like it would make sense that like they couldn't like focus on her early on because like they had these other traders that didn't last the entire time that they had to focus on, so they couldn't go all in on someone until Alex, and now they're going like going all in on her like to a ridiculous degree. But it's like it makes sense why they waited, I guess. What else is there? James or Cassie leads it. I don't know if they'll. Well, I mean, Cassie. I guess Cassie was shown in the preview, right? To be one of the people that was approached. So yeah, potentially. I guess that's it, right? That's all 3 clues. Do you think Gabler could be getting a runner-up at it? I mean, that's what I said this last stream, right? That was last stream. That if I were to guess a final 3 right now, I'm still thinking that Cody's probably the winner. But again, you never know. But Cody, Sammy seems like a potential losing finalist. And then I think the other one would be like Gabler or Ryan. I think right now I would probably lean towards Ryan, just because his edit feels a lot more in line with like the Brad Culpeppers and like the Ken McNicholls of the world. While Gabler, I feel like while he is like still like getting like this like goat like style like edit, I guess, it's like at the same time he's also being portrayed as like a massive wild card, to the point where like I could see him being like booted along the way as a wild card. Like in a like Abby Maria sort of way. Okay, that was super loud. Should I turn on the settings? Oh. Well, that's kind of bullshit. I can't change it. Why is audio only changeable in the main menu? Like who fucking decided? I guess it's actually because they probably loaded in before the scenes. I don't know, whatever. We'll do it after the scene. Yeah, it's so weird that Alex like really just comes out of nowhere, where she's just like a nobody on the show, and all of a sudden like she gets like her edit starts in what, like episode 7, like the episode was the episode that she eventually gets picked at as the traitor. But yeah, she gets like a whole bunch of personal content. She's being portrayed as like the mastermind and everything, even though I don't even necessarily think it's the reality.
I'm an android.
But it's like she's getting like the typical Australian winner edit at this point.
You're on their side.
Only problem you see is Spiritfarer. There's no fast travel. That would be kind of fucking annoying. I guess how much traveling is there
There's no way
really
out,
anyway?
Daniel.
Do I get Cassidy, Gabler, Ryan, Final 3 is likely? No, not really. I mean, like, because in that situation, Cassidy's
I'm
winning.
holding all the cards.
Like, I mean, Gabler and Ryan are not winning this season.
She dies. You hear me?
So, it's like, that would mean a Cassidy win. It's like, it's possible, but no. I mean, I think, like,
You're defective, Daniel.
yeah, it's like, I don't think Gabler gets the end of Cassidy. That feels like just such a random combo.
Everything
I
will
don't
be okay. I don't need to be fixed.
Is Gabler like Philip Shepard? I think to a degree. I actually think,
My eyes are
like,
open
Philip
now.
Shepard's probably a bit
I
more
will never let
aware
anyone humiliate me
to a
again.
degree.
Ever.
To where I think by this point in the game, like, Philip Shepard knew he was not winning the game. I think Gabler legitimately thinks he can win the
What was I
game.
designed to be? Their slave? Their toy?
Best player BB Camp 3.
Care about me. I just wanted to matter.
I don't know. It's you get Sarah, Godfrey, Zach, Bruno. Probably all have arguments.
I can't stand
Maybe even
that
Ashley
noise
to a
anymore.
degree.
Tell that helicopter to
I would
get out
probably
of here.
lean Godfrey, but
I don't think they'd
oh no,
listen.
I not mean I meant to do the opposite. I love how I literally thought the opposite and I fucking picked the wrong one. Whatever. If a woman gets to the end solo, I think she's 100% winning. I don't think it's
Let
a
the hostages know
guarantee.
we'll have no other
Again, like
choice.
I don't think they're going to be voting solely off of that.
And I want a car. When I'm outside the city,
Who are the
I'll let
women
her
left
go.
again? It's Janine, Noelle, Cassidy, and Carla. I think all three of them, yeah, I mean all four of them are pretty likely winners if they get to the end, depending on who they're up against. Again, I think Janine has like massive underdog story. You have, I mean, like Cassidy, I think is probably like the one that, like maybe not. Carla obviously is like being portrayed as a big player, and then Noelle obviously is like both has underdog story and then also like kind of more personal stuff. I fucked this up so bad, by the way. Should I just restart this? You know, fuck it. Let's restart it. What? Who fucking cares? Like 100% was just not paying attention to any of that. Oh, midterm. I'm not voting. I don't give a shit.
Accessing the options
They're all
section.
bad. Like I don't really. Oh, is there no fucking? Okay, well that's really bullshit then. There's no like you can't adjust audio. I guess not. Okay, well fine.
Your parameters have been set.
Whatever. Let's just do a new story again. Again, I really fucked that up. Could Gabler have a Bob Crowley edit? No. I mean, to be fair, I think Gabler's just probably better than Bob Crowley. So it's like, I mean, I guess. Like, I think Gabler has, like, more, like instances of foreshadowing than Bob's. But then again, like, he also has, like, a lot more negativity than Bob, so it's like, I guess it kind of evens out. But, like, I mean, like, I feel like if I was watching Gabon and we were at like what is this, final 11? So this is like the ace boot, like the double boot. If we were at that point in the season, I'll be thinking like, yeah, Bob's not winning this season. Well, like at least with Gabler, I could say, like right now, it's like I don't think he's winning, but like I can see a realistic scenario where he does from an edit perspective. And Sherry, Eddie, Eric, file 3, who I think, who do I vote for, or who do they vote for? I think they vote for Eric. Who would I vote for? I mean, it depends on how they get there. Because, like, how would that happen? So, like, I'm assuming, let's say Eric. Actually, I don't know. I mean, there's no way that was gonna happen. Yeah, there really was no way that was gonna happen. Because either way, Eric or Eddie were going home at 4. Like, there's no way Sherry wasn't going to go that way. So unless we're like making up this scenario where Sherry's a better player than what she was, but then in that situation, like if she was that better player, then I would vote for Sherry. But she wasn't, so it's like I don't know. It's kind of an irrelevant question.
Why aren't you sending a real person?
Because that scenario is like never happening anyway. Because there never would have been the votes to get rid of either Dawn or Cochran at 5. So at that point, either Dawn or Cochran would have gotten to 3, which I would vote for them.
Men are ready to step in. Just give the order.
They all agreed they wouldn't vote a woman. Yeah.
Captain Allen, my name is Connor.
I don't think that changes like who they would vote for a jury perspective. I think that's more so that like there's only 4 women left in the game when there's 12 people left. I mean,
You can easily get it, but they're on the edge of the balcony. If it falls, she falls.
I don't think that's like a thing of like, oh, that means we have to vote for a woman at the very end to win.
Do you know its name?
But again, I do think it would
Does it matter?
I need information
give them
to
a talking
determine the best
point.
approach.
When Bruno's Overwatch tournament, well, that's cool. Didn't even know he had one.
Do you know if it's been behaving strangely before this?
Treasure really set me up with the Nigel Boo. Didn't expect.
So I think you deal with this fucking android.
Yeah, I mean, like I find Craig's edit really weird though. Like it is funny that Craig like got his intro now when like we're a week away from the finale. I'm assuming. By the way, when is the finale? Because actually, this is something I didn't even pay attention to. So a week from today is the premiere of Challenge Australia, which I'm assuming is going to take the Traitors time slot. If not, then like maybe they're on back to back, but like they're on the same network, on like the same days that it's supposed to be. So like I'm assuming the finale's next Sunday. Is that the case? Is it finale week? I mean, like it's weird that like I that's what my assumption was to begin with, but like they didn't mention it ever. That's finale week. Which, like, you would think that they would. Like, especially knowing, like, fucking Australian TV. Like, they would fucking mention finale, like, a billion fucking times. But they haven't, so I don't know. What am I looking for again? I love how, like, I literally just did this and I still don't remember what I'm doing. Who's the Complex Tribe this season? I mean, like, really, I don't think it matters too much. I think it's probably just not. Actually, no. I mean, like, really, I guess it's Baka by default, but I don't think it really matters in terms of the Complex Tribe theory. Like, I think Baka is like the one that we definitely know the most about dynamics wise. Where it's like when we're looking at Vessi, like we know about Cody and Jesse, we know about Noelle and Dwight. And, like, we knew a lot about them before their current state, but, like, after they became this 4, like, we didn't really see much of them. And to be fair, I think a lot of that's because, like, the editors knew they broke apart at the first opportunity, pretty much. So it's like, I guess that's probably a reason why, but, I don't know, I feel like that probably, like, and then also the fact that they got, like, no content for an episode, that's also an issue. And then Coco, it's like, yeah, we just barely saw them until, the end of the pre-merge, and even then, we haven't even gotten an establishment scene between Carla and James, despite them supposedly being this big power duo. We haven't seen anything of Cassie's relationships with them outside of the fact that they're just in an alliance. Yeah, it's like I feel like the actual segments we got on like individual people were Lindsay and James, where Lindsay's gone. And Gio and Ryan, where Gio is gone. So, yeah, they're not it. Bruno still doesn't like Kevin, like, even after the show? Have they met? Like, I assumed that they would have met by now, right? So, that's a shame. Bruno has weird takes. I mean, yeah, he does. I mean, I think Zach is a very good player. But yeah, not one of the best in Big Brother history. Again, I think like yeah, obviously his HOA train was a disaster, but it was also a disaster because of twists. Where he was initially set up to make the move to take out Bruno that week, but then wasn't able. Well, he was able to have the opportunity, but he didn't want to take the opportunity because he realized that now we're one number, like we have one extra number in the house, so it's a bit too early. And then after that, it's like him leaving JP on the block and all this stuff. Obviously, it's a disaster, but I don't think it's like a major indicator of how like he is as a player necessarily. What's the last thing? There we go. Yeah, I don't think the complex tribe theory matters this season. And I'm really, it's like, it never truly does. Like, I think, like, to me, the complex tribe theory is, like, always, like, essentially a placebo effect to me. Where it's, like, it just so happens to be effective at points, but, like, it's never, like, an intentional thing anyway. So, like, it doesn't matter that it's effective. Because, like, there's enough instances where it isn't true to where it's, like, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's simply just, like, a thing that exists that some people still believe in, but, like, I don't think it was ever, something to actually, put true credence into. Okay, well, that's great. I was trying to do that before that happened, but cool. Best move from our bottom three winners.
Don't come any closer or I'll jump.
I mean, Chris, it's taking on Rick and fire making, or convincing Lauren to play the idol on him. Either one.
My name is Connor. What about you?
Though realistically, obviously, the
What is your
game-winning
name?
one is the Rick
Daniel.
Devins one.
That's the name they gave. Stay back.
I'm Bob. It's like, what is Bob's best move? Like, legitimately, like, what is Bob's best move?
I'm not going to
sure.
hurt you.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to save for this time. If we fail, we fail. Like, I'm not gonna bother playing this again after this, but I want to save her. Even though, realistically, it doesn't matter.
Too late.
Like, this scene, like, has almost no impact on anything.
There's no way out, Daniel.
No, I picked the wrong one. Oh,
The
well.
only question is whether or not you
Does Jason Lynn beat anybody in the jury vote? Probably, yeah.
I'm holding all the cards.
Based on how the jury talks, she obviously would have had Gino. She would have had Herman and Moose. So at that point, she needs what, one more. So she would have come like pretty close,
I know
beating
it's not your
anybody.
fault. These emotions you're feeling are just
I think against like,
soft.
I think slam dunk she beats Helena.
It's not my fault.
Um,
I never wanted this.
like Kevin, I think it's like kind of close.
You know?
Where I don't know, but yeah, Betty and Josh probably go.
Ordered around.
Yeah, Betty and Josh probably go JC by that point.
Are you okay, Emma?
Please help me. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
Nobody's
Doing
going to
child
die.
acting again in a
Stay
David
calm.
Cage game.
Everything's going to be fine.
But yeah, like JC, I mean, like JC, like I think her game before the Geno boot is kind of irrelevant
Tell that helicopter
to talk
get
about
out
because
of
like I think like the fact that she survives beyond Geno and becomes this like underdog figure, I think that's like largely what made her a jury threat. So like really, I think it's only like
what you wanted.
realistic to talk about her from Final 5 on. This
You
one?
have to
I don't
trust
even know what
me,
I'm supposed to pick
Daniel.
here.
Let the hostage
But yeah,
go,
so
and
it's
I
like
promise you, everything will be fine.
I think for sure she beats Helena. Betty,
Everyone to leave.
probably.
And I want a car. When I'm outside the city,
Yeah,
I'll let
I
her
mean,
go.
like, I think against Betty, she gets Marty in that scenario. You know, fuck it. Sacrifice self. Why not? Fuck this. But yeah, so yeah, she would get Marty, Gino, Herman, Moose, and then possibly, like, Kevin and Helena against Betty, so that's a pretty big slam dunk. Against Josh, I don't know, that one's kind of No, I mean, I guess Summer would vote anti-Josh and vote Jace, right? So that would give her the win there. But I think that one's like probably closer than Betty won, despite Betty being a bigger threat than Josh. Because like Jace, I mean, I guess we don't know where Kevin and Helena go against Josh. So I forgot, does it keep all the flowchart stuff from your previous playthroughs? Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, well fine. I guess I'll check next time. The fake idol was not a good move. The fake idol was a fucking idiotic move that like got him like through that one round, I guess. Because like no matter what, like they were voting out Randy instead of Bob anyway. It gains him no favor in the game. And it burns Randy's jury vote only for him to get it back due to like nothing that he actually did. Like the fake idol is like a terrible move realistically. Like all those, I guess you could say like it builds his relationship with Sugar, but I think again his relationship with Sugar was still right there anyway.
At the moment, we're doing a special promotion on this entire range at $7,999 with a 48-month.
I noticed that that the winners edit always showed consistency on different levels. Like people, I mean,
We'll take it.
I don't think that's.
If you'll just follow me, we'll process the
Like I don't know. It's like I think the winner edit has typically, because like realistically there is no, again, like at the end of the day there is no solid winner edit. There is no edit that the editors are sitting down and saying, okay, this person's the winner, we have to edit them this specific way. They are not doing that. And I think that's the problem with Edgic, that I think a lot of people in Edgic think that they are. And that's why when you see Jeff Probst like do interviews, and he did his interview with the Dominic Monaghan whatever, and like he mentioned that I think it's so stupid that people think that there's a winner. It's like that's because that's what he's talking about. Is because that there are people out there that think that like they are editing a winner in a specific way, just because they're a winner, when realistically it's like there's like picking out a winner edit is not like saying, okay, this person was like middle of the road episode 1, middle of the road positive episode 2. Like that stuff doesn't fucking matter. I can assure you editors don't know what the fuck that is. Like it's more so based around like, do they have a concurrent storyline, and do they fit within the themes of the season is what it usually turns out to be. But then there's also like weird situations like Bob, and I don't know who else was a weird. Jenna was kind of a weird one. Also not, but there's still like weird winner edits out there. Jason's biggest flaw is not developing strong relationships outside of Gino and letting him doing the work. To a degree, I mean, like, I think the problem with JC just says, and that's Gino's issues too. Like, Gino didn't do a lot of the work. Gino didn't do much of anything. The problem is that, like, I mean, the thing is that he won competitions that put him in more of a blatant power position, but he also like never did anything like with his, like, he mostly just catered to the majority when he was in those positions of power. And like he was instantly put in a very good position, not because of anything he actually did, but just because he was like this likable guy that everyone assumed would be good at competition. So they were like, okay, let's align with him. I don't know, Gino didn't do much either. Do I think JC could have a Nicole Franzel run? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think JC's like a solid player. I think JC's for sure a better player than Gino, based on like the game ability that was displayed in their seasons. Where like I think if Gino comes back, he's playing the exact same fucking game. I think JC's someone that can at least learn. Most purpled tribe in the edit. I mean, I think Kama is definitely up there from Edge of Extinction. The actual answer, I'm not 100%, but I think Kama is definitely up there. Probably Moto? That was their name, right? Yeah, Moto from Fiji. The Habs tribe, I think they're probably up there.
Let me help you.
No, there's probably other examples. Worst moves from the top 3 players. So who do we got? We got Tony. What is his worst individual move? I mean, like, obviously you have like things to point out, like the top 5 baby, stuff like that. But like, was that actually his worst move? I don't know. Like, I mean, like, Game Changers is kind of irrelevant to me because it's like, yeah, it's like, I don't even think you could properly assess that game under, like, regular standards, considering, like, Tony knew the target he had on his back there. And I think it was, like, kind of just trying to play it up as a character and everything. So it's, like, obviously, like, him going on the beach and running off, and, like, pretending like he's gonna look for an idol is obviously, like, idiotic under normal standards, but he knew he was Tony. And like everyone would think he would do that, so it's like he was playing up to that.
Live without them. They're in our homes, our schools.
And what is Tony's worst move? Not convincing.
They care for our own.
No, I mean, I guess that, like, I mean, not convincing Sarah and Ben to split at Final 6 is pretty, like, but technically he had the right, like, state of mind, I guess. It's just that he wasn't able to get it done. Even in too far, it actually works out for him, finally. Because it actually would have backfired if they did split the votes, but due to nothing that he could have possibly controlled. I forgot every character has this. I was just thinking Connor did. Who the fuck is Eric? He was one of my winner picks. Like, he was number 2 potential winner pick for me on Edge of Extinction. And he was my number 1 Edgically for, like, the first couple episodes of I believe. It was only at the point where, like, you realize, oh, Kama's, like, not winning, are they? That I, like, dropped. I think it was, like, episode 3, I think, was when I dropped Eric, if I remember right. But, I don't know, Eric was a big, Edgic frontrunner off the bat. Gino's game was 100% dependent on him being hot. I mean, pretty much.
Here is your order, number 847.
Yeah, and JC and Alyssa, I mean, like, I think there's, like, actually a decent comparison there. It's just that I think JC's, like, better at comps.
Payment confirmed.
So, like, Alyssa just, like,
Transaction complete.
pretty much sucks at all of them. Did I compare BB Can 9 to Gabon? I don't remember. Have I? Probably. I'm sure I have on stream. I don't remember if I did in a video or not. I don't even know if I actually agree with that necessarily, though. In that, like, at least like 100%. Like, I mean, obviously, like, the train wreckiness is there. I forgot you can change camera angles in this game. It's so fucking weird how, like, this game is essentially like a better version of Heavy Rain in, like, almost every aspect, while, like, Beyond Two Souls, like, just doesn't even try to be like Heavy Rain at all. Like, it's like, considering, like, how big of a success Heavy Rain was at the time, you'd think that they would just do Heavy Rain again, but for some reason they didn't, and that game failed, and then they do another one here that is essentially just Heavy Rain 2.0. Taylor got a year's supply of Lay's. Well, good for her. Does she actually get, like, hopefully she gets, like, an actual, like, full sponsorship and everything. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Like, I know I'm supposed to leave, but, like, I feel like I should be doing other shit. But I just don't remember what else there is to do. There's something here at the hot dog stand, right?
35% unemployment, millions.
Is there any winning game on any reality shows that's 100% flawless? No. Like, I think Kim Spradlin is the closest, but even then, there's, like, minor nitpicks. Did Sari, Michaela, Aubrey, and Ty should vote out Brad over Andrew? Yes, 100%. Well, I mean, Aubrey did vote out Brad.
Fucker. You steal our dogs, but you can't even stand up.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna like this game less on the replay. It's so funny how, like, David Cage has, like, no level of subtlety to his writing. But yeah, 100%. It was a mistake to vote out Andrew over Brad. Like, even at the time, I was, like, saying that.
Leave it alone.
Let us teach this bastard a lesson.
I think for Sarah, it was the right move. But yeah, for, like, Suri and Michaela, I don't think it was. Too far. For Ty, it's probably the right move as well.
You can take your job.
Especially from where we were at that point in the game.
Okay.
Where Brad and Troy still planned on taking Ty really far. So, like, really, I think for Saria Michaela, it's a bad move. BB Can 3 is underrated. I agree. I don't think it's like an all-time great, like, elite season, but it's good. And I think it's like it's obviously like looked at as one of the worst BB Can seasons. What season of Survivor is most similar to Gabon? Like BB9, maybe? Actually, I think it probably is BB9. Yeah, I think it's almost definitely BB9. Because I think the thing that like keeps BB Can 9 different from Gabon is the level of dynamic gameplay there is still throughout the entire season. Where for me, the issue of Gabon is that it becomes very static, gameplay-wise. And to be fair, it's like static like through a decent chunk of it gameplay-wise. Like it's a very wacky season character-wise, but like gameplay-wise, it's not the most dynamic season in the world. Where I feel like BB9 is kind of a similar thing, even though I think BB9 has like a better like individual like gameplay moment with the first James blindside and then the Maddie blindside back to back. Well, like Gabon, it's like I guess the Marcus blindside is what we're looking at as like the biggest game moment. But even then, that was like twist related and I don't know, like just swap screwed essentially. Do I think I would like Animal Crossing? No, I don't. Who do better on Survivor, Trump or Biden? I mean, they both probably die on Survivor at this point. Realistically, I mean, like, probably Biden. Considering I feel like Trump is, like, not discreet at all. I feel like Trump is, like, the standard, like, first or second boot. Where, like, I feel like Biden can at least, like, get... Okay, I did not mean to do that, but that looks weird. But yeah, I feel like Biden is, like... Again, I guess we're, like, talking about, like, which version of Biden. Like, modern Biden is, like, would even be able to know what the fuck he's doing. But, if we're talking about, like... Biden, I guess is like Biden and Trump in their prime, like Biden and Trump like 30, 40 years ago, I think 100% Biden. I think now it's like, I think the problem is that I don't think Biden would know what he's doing. So it's like, you know, I think probably they would both just be really early boots.
Homework, bath, all that crap.
Thoughts on Risha and her assets? I like her assets.
Yes, Todd.
They're nice.
Down here, then you do
It's
upstairs.
like barely. But yeah, Russia's fine. BB9's nothing like Gabon. I completely disagree. I think BB9 does have a lot of fun characters, to me at least. I love BB9. Like it's I need to rewatch it though, but like it's weird because like whenever I do my season ranking, it's like I feel like I have to put it low. But, like, I actually, like, really like the season. It's, like, one of my most, like, watched seasons of Big Brother. So it's, like, I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe.
But even with Gabon, it's, like, I've said this already. It's, like, I just never click with the cast of Gabon.
Yeah.
It's, like, who's, like, that great on Gabon? It's like, especially like from a pre-merger perspective, like it's like, okay, Jillian is like a fun like one-off character. You have like again Paloma and Kelly, both like not memorable at all. GC has like fun moments here and there, but still not like a great casting choice. Ace is great. Dan, like he's there. Yeah, I mean, who else is pre-merge? Fucking Jackie. I don't know. And then, oh, what else do I need to throw away? Oh, there. And then, like, post-merge, obviously, you have, like, Sugar, Susie, Randy, Corinne. But, I don't know, even then. I'm Kenny. Crystal has, like, obviously, like, her big moments, but I feel like outside of that, she's actually, like, not that present on the season. Well, I think the chances of Evil Dick's BB-25 leak is true. I mean, like, I think it's very likely that it's true at the time. How likely do I think it will happen? Very unlikely. But I think 100%, like, I would not be surprised this is what they're thinking of doing right now. I mean, I think BB Can 10's, like, just completely different than Gabon. Or I think, like, the, like, level of dynamic gameplay is just radically different than Gabon. Rewatch the double medical emergency scene. Wait, which scene are we talking about? Things about Gabon is that the duds go early. To a degree. But then you also have, like, Susie, who makes it far. Bob, I would consider a dud, too, personally. Like, I don't think Bob brings any, like, good TV to the show. Outside of, again, like, little moments here and there. And same thing goes with Susie. It's like, they have, like, little moments, but they're not, like, good casting choices. Cameron better be on that shit. I mean, I guess we'll see. I mean, then again, like, is he a hero or a villain? Like, he's like neither. Wow. Thoughts on Levita? I like Levita. I always wanted her to come back on like a second chance sort of season or something. Like if next season's like All Stars, like I don't know if I need her on All Stars, like at the point where we have like 10 seasons to cast from. But yeah, I always liked Levita. Again, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a fun little moment, but like, it doesn't have like any like true relevance to the season. Like, she's a complete dud from a season perspective. It's like the only thing she does is flip against Marcus. Outside of that, it's like a lot of just like minor moments. It's for even the flip against Marcus, like whatever. I mean, obviously Cameron's more of a hero than a villain, but like he's not really either, though. Wait. There's motion controls in this game? I did not remember there being motion controls in this game. Fuck off. Which cast comments? I forgot. I do remember that she said something, but like it's like who fucking cares? What was it that Tony something? Yeah, again, I don't really believe anything she says. And she's still the person that thinks that she could have beaten Wu. And thinks the only reason that she wouldn't have beaten Wu is because she's a woman. So, I don't believe anything she says.
Tara,
Yes, Todd?
bring me a cold beer.
43 has more memorable moments than 36. Yeah, 100%. I think there's more than Dom and Wendell for me from 36. I think Chris Noble, you have... I like Helen and Michael Yerger are like memorable moments at the time. I think in the grand scheme of things, yeah, not as much. But I feel like when I think of that season, I do think of Kellen and Michael Yerger. But yeah, realistically, I think like that stand the test of time. It's Wendell. And I guess Donathan also. But yeah, Wendell, Dominic, Chris Noble, and then maybe Donathan.
I've made a good start down here. I'll head upstairs.
Do I think 43 has some Ghost Sign comparisons? Not really, not yet. I think 43 has like HHH comparisons. And potentially Edge of Extinction without Edge of Extinction. Like I think pre-merge 100% HHH. I think post-merge so far like partially HHH, but then also like I could see the Edge of Extinction. Depends on how like the rest of it goes. And Fong also loses like challenges because they had a fucking terrible draft. Because fucking Jillian picked all the women first, right? Was that who was picking? It was Jillian, right? And like she just picked all the older women for her tribe first in the schoolyard pick. Cass against Wu would have had Jeffra and LJ. I don't know if she would have had anyone else though. Sarah. Like I think Sarah was like debating it to a degree, if I remember right. I think that's probably who she's referring to. But I don't think she. I think she would have gone Wu. Yeah, Morgan goes Wu. Again, LJ goes Cass. Jeremiah goes Wu. Jeffra goes Cass. And then Tasha goes Wu for sure. Final 5 is Trish goes Wu. Spencer goes Wu. And then Tony goes... Actually, Tony... I think probably goes... Yeah, I think he goes Wu. But I think he would have probably been one of the closer ones to potentially voting for Cass. Fong or Oolong? Fong. I mean, Oolong sucks. Not just from like a disaster tribe perspective, but also from like there's worse TV. I will say like I think the more and more time goes on, the more and more I don't like Survivor Palau. But I feel like it's also one of those seasons that like I like it more when I'm watching it. But like when I think about it, I'm like, why do I like this season? Like why would I like this season? I should say. Like the end game is good. I will say the end game's pretty strong. Particularly the final 6 on. It's like you have the Greg blindside. I mean the Karen's votes, whatever. But then you have the finale, which is really really great with Ian trying to take out Tom. But I don't know. Like the oolonging is just like it's interesting as a storyline, especially for at the time because like we hadn't seen it before. But I think when you're looking at it with context, it's just like not that interesting. Like so, like I feel like it's a season that like probably was like better on the first time watch. But I feel like when you're watching it now, knowing the context of it, it's like, well, obviously Karor's gonna win out and everything.
I only need 2 minutes. Is that okay, Alice?
Is Cass the biggest goat in Survivor history? To a degree. Like, Cass was never winning. But I feel like there's a lot of other people that also were never winning. Again, like Cochran, if he got there in South Pacific. Though, to be fair, Cochran gets votes. Probably gets more votes than Cass. Yeah, I guess it depends on who he goes up against. The funny thing with Cochran, actually, I think about it, like I think Cochran had Cochran's best chance at winning the game was probably if he flipped and then to Opolu, only for Opolu to fail, and then he gets to the end against like his own Stop IE members. Like that's probably his best chance, and even then he still loses. But Oolong should have kept Jolanda, yeah, 100%. Judging by Ponderosa, even Jeffra was pissed, but like I think Jeffra was still like willing to vote for her. Or, like the way that she talked post show was that she was still like defending Cass to a degree. And I know LJ in particular was like very anti-Wu. So I think LJ would have gone Cass. Well, I think Oolong lost everything. Partially, I think they were unlucky. Also, it's like again, obviously, like lack of tribe unity, and then also I think like they kind of wanted them to lose. And I think based on like how when there's like so little numbers and that you had to put in. Like when like Stephanie and Bobby John had to put in like just themselves, while like Karor got to literally handpick 2 people, and it just had to be anybody that didn't participate in the previous reward. Like obviously that's a major thing, especially when like the because like Oolong won some rewards. It's not like they never won any challenges. The problem is that they just never won any immunities. And I do think that kind of plays a factor into that. Where I think Koror was better at optimizing who's playing in their immunity challenges. What am I doing here, then? Oh, I have to go to Todd's room. Did I do the bathroom already? I don't remember. Yeah, Matt Singh's definitely a more interesting tribe than Nulong. Like, I think Matt Singh's like the final 3 round, like the Russell Swan boot round, is definitely a lot more interesting than like the Ibrahim boot. I feel like you'd like Palau a lot more if you watched when it was airing. Yeah, I feel like that 100% too. To be fair, I watched some of Palau when it aired, but I don't remember a lot of it. Like, Palau was like the last like little like bit of memory I have of Survivor when I was a kid. Because like I do remember Baba Booey. Like I do remember like and like I don't know if it was just that like I just watched the finale maybe, but then I feel like I also remembered bits of Stephanie, but I might be wrong on that. But like I 100% remembered like Tom and the Baba Booey challenge. So favorite tribe name? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's like probably. I don't know, because I feel like I never even think about like what are the original tribe names in terms of like what's my favorite of those. Because like I feel like when it comes to like merge tribe, like I feel like something like Solarion is something I've always liked for some reason, even though it's like a terrible like mix mash of things. I always like that name for some reason. But yeah, in terms of like the original tribe names, I don't know if I really care that much. Oh, talk to Alice. No, I've never heard of Super Mario Logan. But good for him. Steph played better in Guatemala or Palau? Guatemala.
I know I used to live here, but they erased my memory. I thought maybe you could help me get my bearings.
Again, I think the problem with Guatemala is like really. I think like Steph was the same in Guatemala and Palau. I think it's just that they demonstrate more for negative attributes in Guatemala. That and like I think also everyone else had a more negative opinion of her because they looked at her as this returnee that was ruining their chances as newbies. And I just think in general there was a very anti-returnee sentiment on the season. To where I don't think either Stephanie or Bobby John were winning if they got to the end. Not saying that Steph didn't make mistakes along the way, but I do think that is like a thing that like already knocks her out of winner contention. Oh, I fucked that up? Cool. Whatever, we're continuing anyway. I don't fucking care at this point. I'm trying to remember, how far did I want to get? I guess it's kind of irrelevant now, considering we started streaming an hour and a half late. I think I wanted to get to... No, that can't be right. I don't remember. Whatever, who fucking cares? We'll just play until... Whatever. Either way, this should still only take us 3 streams. It's not even like this is that long of a game. I think Sandra made the right move by voting out Tawana at Final 7.
Loser? Can't get a job, take care of his family?
Yes and no. I mean, like...
I tried to make things work?
Realistically, no, but...
Whatever I do, when someone comes along, they just fuck it all up!
I forgot, like, Tawana and Dara end up voting for Burton, right?
You hate me, don't you?
Which...
Say it! You hate me!
Is probably a decent move for Sandra and Krista, but like I think long term it like puts them in a bit of a wonky position. Because it's like
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Because I think like the thing like Fair Play and Burton are more logical players, to where I feel like they are more willing to keep Sandra around as like such a non-threat at that point. where I don't know if Tawana and Dara are, but also it's like so like I think in sense like I think like keeping Fairplay around in that position, I think Fairplay could easily flip Tawana and Dara back, but then they do in the next round anyway. But I guess to vote out Krista, I think it's like I would probably lean towards voting out Burton and making the big move there, but like I don't think it's like one that has like a definitive which one's the best move. Dan, because of anti-Dan. I think it's all that. Basically, I think when people say that like Dan lost to a bitter jury, I think it's like losing out on a lot of context. Where like a lot of the jurors had a lot of different motivations. Where I think for like Brittany and for Ashley, they were very pro Ian. You had Shane and you had Frank, and like they were very anti-Dan. And then you had someone like a Joe and a Jen who were anti-returnee. So it's like it really is like all these people had like very different reasons for why they didn't vote for Dan. Which I think is like kind of lost when people just say that, oh, Dan lost to a bitter jury, which isn't like necessarily the case. Especially because, again, like at the end of the day, it's like Ashley and Brittany were like very pro Ian. And I think Brittany is someone that like was very much willing to vote for Dan if he had been against anyone else. But against Ian, I think there was no way. Oh, hey, Zohar. You're not late because I started streaming an hour and a half late also. Because my internet was really shit. But again, fixed itself. Wait, where's? Oh, he's in bed. Okay, I didn't even fucking see him there because it's so. Yeah, actually, should I turn up this? I feel like that's super dark. I mean, I guess it's what it's supposed to be. Whatever. By the way, something I haven't talked about, but I didn't mention at the beginning of the stream that I did finish my Beyond Two Souls video, but afterwards I was going to initially start working on my Amazing Race script. However, something else I mentioned last stream is that it's disturbed me that some of my thumbnails that I never got around to like update, like to not updating. What's the right term? Like to I don't know, like fixing a lot of my old thumbnails.
It's 10 a.m.
And like kind of like I've always wanted to like go through all of my thumbnails and like re-edit a lot of them to be a bit more in line with like how I make thumbnails now. And like it's not even like that style like isn't even reflective in the videos that are even coming out now. Where like I literally changed the thumbnail for Lay's video, but so it's like I feel like at this point I have a solid idea of what I want from my thumbnails. So, and like it's been disturbing me like looking at all my thumbnails where like it's like I just wanted to change them all, so I was like, fuck it, let's just do it now. Initially I was gonna wait a bit longer, but instead I'm doing this like massive thing of like going through literally all of my thumbnails and changing them all to be to what I would make now. To a degree, I mean, like, there's certain ones that, like, I'm not going to fucking bother re-editing the background of some of these thumbnails. Like, looking at it, it's like realistically, yeah, I would make the, like, runner-up ranking background better and the winner ranking and all that stuff. But it's like, I also don't have the fucking time to do all that shit. But, I do want to change things like the, like, opacity of the background and, font sizes and font placements and all that stuff. So that's something I've been doing. It's where
Thank you.
I started on Saturday. At this point, I am almost done with all the Survivor videos. The problem is that I guess that like something I didn't even fucking know is that I guess there's a limit from YouTube on how many thumbnails you can change in one day, and I guess I hit that limit. So, yeah, I have a couple that haven't changed yet, but. Anyway. So that's my That's probably what I'm going to be working on until next stream. It's just finishing all that shit. Just because, again, I want to at some point. That also, I think I'm going to rename some. Like, I've been changing. Like, I think I'm solidifying what I want to do with, like, branding of videos as well. In terms of, like, what is a, like, my experience with the video, and what is a spoiler review, and what is a whatever. And it's like, through that, it's like, I'm probably going to rename certain videos, but again, those are probably mostly older videos. Also, something I did notice that I found really funny is that my Amazing Race 3 video... Actually, did I keep it? Like, out of nowhere, like, yesterday, my Amazing Race 3 video got a whole bunch of views. And, like, I really don't know why. And it's, like, it's pretty funny to me. That it just, like, out of the blue, got a whole bunch of views. Yeah, like, just yesterday, for some reason, it got, like, 300 views. For, like, no reason. So... Don't know why. Thoughts on Annalise and Tommy's run? I mean, they're never gonna win. I kind of feel bad for Tommy to a degree and Annalise, but it's like yeah, they're never gonna win. You got the Amazing Race 3 video in the recommendations. Maybe that's like maybe they're just recommending it all out of the blue. I don't know what the fuck happened there. It's so weird how, like, that video all of a sudden, like, yesterday was, like, one of my most viewed videos of yesterday. Who's the worst or most bitter jury in Survivor history? Like... None? Like, I feel like there's no jury that I don't understand their rationale for.
Yes, there's the opening of your retrospective at the Museum of Modern Art.
I guess you can, like, maybe say it's something like Co-Wrong.
I haven't decided yet.
Where I feel like Co-Wrongs is, like, I get their sentiment, however, I do feel like a lot of that was, like, based around bitterness that they don't admit. But I also, like, get what they're saying in that, like, Aubrey came off as a very wishy-washy player.
I can call him if you like.
No.
In that Michelle had this, like, big underdog run at the end. I guess, yeah, if we're talking about, like, international, yeah, I think when we're adding in, I think Santa Carolina is one that, like, when it comes to, like, low, yeah, that's one that's, like, completely out of left field. But also, it's like, I also get it from, like, his point of view of him being a celebrity that's trying to maintain his image and him not wanting to reward someone that played a more villainous game. Oh, I want Annalise or Tommy to return? Not particularly. But I get the sense that they really like Tommy. Like, the fact that TJ was, like, talking about how, like, was, like, propping them up when they were leaving. I was like, okay. I mean, we're really going this far? Ever played the Rayman games? I've played bits and pieces of them, but not, like, extensively. Trailers was really good. Like I talked about at the beginning of the stream.
Television.
Really surprising outcome for the season, it feels like. Yeah, I'm looking at this right now. So my Amazing Race 3 video is still getting views. It got another 100 views today. So I don't know why. Like it's so yeah. I guess it's just that they're recommending it for like no reason. I don't fucking know. But like, why Amazing Race 3? Like, why of all the fucking Amazing Race videos, it's like Amazing Race 3 in particular. Like Amazing Race 5, it makes sense because like Amazing Race just got put on Netflix, right? And seasons 5 and season 7 are the two seasons. So like again, if it was Amazing Race 5, it would make sense. But why Amazing Race 3? I'm trying to see, like, I'm looking through my videos to see if there's anything else that's like weird in the last day, but not really. So I don't know. It's just that one video. I do notice that my Yu-Gi-Oh ranking and my Assassin's Creed rankings are not as high as they used to be. Which, like, I'm completely fine with that, realistically, because they're both not good videos, yet for some reason they're my most viewed videos that are not Survivor related. Actually, what's my most viewed Big Brother video? Is it still the winner ranking? Because, like, I believe, yeah, both my Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime series ranking and my Assassin's Creed DLC ranking have more views than any Big Brother video. Yeah, it's Big Brother winner ranking. Actually, my Amazing Race season ranking, I didn't realize that. That's a decent... Like, that has almost as many views as my Big Brother winner ranking. So that's cool, I guess. Fuck, I really need it. Like, I'm just, like, looking at the thumbnails. It really just bothers me, looking at the old thumbnails. Again, not that my remastered ones are that good, but still, it's like, the old ones are so bad. Whatever. The What If video did pretty well for what it is. It's not like one of my best performing videos ever or anything, but like considering how recent What If videos have done, it's actually like one of the best performing modern What If videos. Dang it, I haven't checked how, like, I checked it like this morning. I haven't checked how it did today. Let's see. I mean, yeah, it's still like consistently better than the Merge Boot one. I guess the Edge of Extinction one. Let's see. Okay, the Edge of Extinction one did actually pass it, but that's fine. Anyway, it's pretty solid. Like view wise, yesterday was a pretty decent day, just in general for a channel. So that's something. If it's not Alex, it's gonna be Teresa. Well, this is the thing that I don't get about the traders is that when does the game end? I think that's the thing to me. It's like because I think depending on where the game ends, that does change who I think is gonna win. Yeah, I don't know if Kate's gonna get there, but again, also yeah, it's like how many people get to the end. Like if we only have, so we're getting one person murdered and another one voted out for sure, right? That would put us to what, final 5, I think. So like, do they murder and then vote someone out again, and then it's just final 3? Is that what it is? Maybe, I don't know. I guess final 3 like would make more sense, right? I don't know that. Like, I will say, like, I did not love the decision to add another traitor here. Like, I get why they did it, because I guess they're like worried that, okay, what if Alex gets voted out next, and they have like no traitors coming into the end. But it does feel like, it kind of feels like they're stacking it a bit for the traitors, to where like they're 2 of the final 6 now, right? With like probably also another elimination that they're going to be guaranteed safe through. So like probably like essentially there's probably only going to be 2 more like actual votes. So essentially the faithful would have to vote them out both times. Like vote out a traitor. So it's like, I feel like game mechanic wise it's kind of wonky, but I get it from a TV show perspective. Can't imagine a single person voting for Nora. I think people would vote for Nora again against like Dan. But I guess like we're saying like final 3 scenarios, like yeah. I think it's tough to see where Nora would get that many votes. Like I mean like maybe like actually I don't know. I'm trying to think like, does Nora get any votes if it's like Dean, Dan, Nora? Like obviously that's her best chance, right? But like I still think Dean easily wins that. But like does Nora, like where does Nora even get a vote from? Like maybe Kelly? But I feel like Kelly's like so game heavy to where like like, would she respect anything about Nora's game? I guess maybe like Jack. Like Jack never even met Dean, right? Oh no, they were on the same tribe, so I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. Like it does feel like I don't know where she gets a vote from, so I don't know. Maybe I did play the Dark Picture anthology games. I don't like them that much though. Okay, this is just boring. But I played Man of Medan. I believe it was my worst game of 2019. I rated it. I liked Little Hope more. To where like I think it's just fine. And then the other one, House of Ashes, was not as great. But not like terrible like Man of Medan. I shouldn't say terrible because Man of Medan is just like very blah. And I think House of Ashes is like blah, but like a couple good moments. I did play The Quarry. I played it, well, like a few weeks, like actually probably a month ago. How long was that? When did I play The Quarry? Yeah, about almost a month ago, I think. But yeah, I played it. I liked it. I think it's dumb. Like I think it's like actually like a poorly like written game. But like I think it's like I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted on like what like. In two fair, I only got the bad ending the one time I played it. But oh yeah, Quarry's definitely better than Dark Picture. I mean that's not even a question. But yeah, I think Until Dawn, like I think at the time that I finished The Quarry, I was like, okay, I think it's like on par with Until Dawn. I think the more time goes on, I'm like, okay, I think Until Dawn is definitely better. But I feel like there's still like fun to be had with The Quarry. But I think it's like pretty bad though from like a pure writing perspective. But it's like it's not bad in the same way that Dark Pictures Anthology is, where like that's like mostly bad because it's just like mostly boring. Where like Dark Picture or where The Quarry is like bad, but like because it's like laughable, like it has laughable dialogue and it's just like kind of ridiculous the entire way through. But like also that kind of makes it more fun. Like it's kind of bad in like the Heavy Rain sort of bad, to where like I'm not bored when playing it, but I'm like laughing at it a lot of the time. Did I write down my what if? Yeah, I think I put that down. Oh, yeah, like what if the biggest goats got to the end against each other or something like that? Yeah, what if every goat got to the end is why that's not what the video would be called, but I did jot that down. Oh, I forgot about that. I didn't want to do that. Casting Survivor First Boots at War. What if Winners at War was First Boots? I forgot about that video. I did want to do that. Yeah, what if every Final Mew challenge was hands-on hard idol? That's a recent video idea of mine. Oh, yeah, I also want to do unluckiest moments for every Survivor winner. I forgot about that. I did jot that down recently.
You would be a much better judge than I would.
The truth is, I have nothing left to say anymore.
Yeah, I think like all the villains I did not care about at all in The Quarry, and it's like the actual like main group. I just like there's like so it's like they're written. I think the thing with The Quarry that it's like kind of weird to me is that like I don't know how much of it is them being in on the joke. Where I think if it's actually the writers like recognizing that okay, this is ridiculous and we're trying to like mock the ridiculousness of like these like slasher movies and like that this isn't actually the way people talk, but we're making it because it's like every fucking character talks as if they're making like a pun or some sort of joke. Like every single time they talk, and like that's not the way that like a normal fucking person talks. But But it's like, it kind of makes sense if it's like this, like them intentionally trying to parody like how horror movies like portray their characters, but like I don't know how much of that is intentional.
That is a perfect copy.
Survivor bitches versus assholes. I mean, that would be interesting.
The painting is not about replicating the world. It's about interpreting it.
When I played Yu-Gi-Oh, what deck did I play? Which, like, so back in the day, way back in the day,
Do that. It's not in my program.
what was the deck called? I'm trying to remember what it was called. Like, it was around the time of GOAT format. Was when I was playing like actual Yu-Gi-Oh.
Do something for me. Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
I'm trying to remember what the actual like deck. Was it just a beatdown deck? I thought it had like a better name to that though. But to be honest, I don't really remember the deck that well anymore. But when it comes to Duel Links, I was playing a lot with Hazy Flame. Where actually, like, I had a lot of fun with Hazy Flame. The problem is that you can't actually like use that deck properly, and because like in Duel Links, like it's very determined on the aroma strat power, which obviously you don't have in real life. They hear about spoilers for Heroes for Villains. I mean, like, no. Not going to look, but I assume that they were like, I don't know. I guess it is a bit early, but like I assume that like typically Australian Survivor seasons are spoiled. I don't believe was Blood versus Water spoiled. Actually, now that I think about it, actually, no, like, they haven't been spoiled. Actually, have they recently? Like, I think it's just been that, like, it's been so fucking obvious who's going to win just based on the editing. Yeah, because now I think about it, I don't think Brains vs. Brawn was spoiled either. He definitely did not know that George was going to fucking get Final 2. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess Australian Survivor hasn't been spoiled recently. It's just that they can't fucking hide a winner for fucking, save their lives, but yeah, I don't want to know. Here's villain spoilers. But what? So I'm trying to look. Actually, I guess like now I think about it, it's like so obviously the two return. So if Heroes vs. Villains is spoiled, that means that and an All Stars, which is like those are two returning seasons, so it makes sense. And then Champions of Contenders 2 was spoiled. I remember. But I think that's it, right? I don't think any other season was spoiled. So actually, I guess I'm just wrong in thinking that every season was spoiled. Did Emmett have a better chance of winning Final 2 than... Yeah, I mean, Emmett beats Jillian near unanimously. Actually, no, it's a 5-2. It's a 5-2.
Hey, Dad.
But still. Pretty handily. Against Gary, he loses 6-1, probably. No, 5-2. 5-2 also because Andrew. Against Andrew and Jillian, I think everyone else votes Gary.
You don't look so good.
So obviously the 4 that had the pack, and then Tala, I think, votes Gary over Emmett.
Again?
Are we at this point already?
It just goes. You know?
Or does he come back later? No, that's another scene, right? That he comes back.
Yeah, you're on it again, aren't you?
No, I swear it's not that.
No, don't lie to me, Leo.
By the way, speaking of the villains in the quarry, this is like Manfred's voiced by Manfred.
No.
Carl is voiced by the bad guy from the quarry, right?
Yeah, I think I do know why. You'd rather take
I don't care enough about Survivor UK to fucking answer that.
Tell me, Dad, what's it got that I
like? Really, it's probably just along tribe lines, right? For
But you know what? This thing is not your son.
actually, I don't know. Because like people just hate Jackie anyway. Like really, I think the result's the same for both of them. Like Johnny, I think just wins unanimously still.
You don't care about anything except
like maybe Lee votes Susanna, but like
you've never loved anyone. You never loved me, Dad. You never loved me.
Does Ty win against Brad and Troyzan? I think it's close. I think it's a near tie between Ty and Brad. Where so okay, the locks for Ty are, well, I mean, I guess this is also determined on like how they get to the end, because I think Sarah's vote is kind of hesitant on that. But so I think of the lock votes for Ty, you got Sierra, you got so Sierra. Wait, no, what am I doing? Not Sierra. Sari, fuck me. Sari, Michaela, that's what I was trying to say. I got the two fucking, I was like mixing the two names. Sari, Michaela, and Ozzy, I think are like locked votes for Ty. Brad has Zeke. He would have Debbie. No, actually, no. Debbie would maybe go Ty. But would have Sierra. Would have, I like in that situation. I think Sarah, unless she feels burned. Like I believe Sarah has said post show that she would vote for Brad, but I think that's like very determined on the fact that she wasn't like feeling bitter against Brad. Because like in this situation, I guess we're assuming that Ty wins final immunity. But even then, they would go to fire. But again, whatever. Let's just say that she gets voted out. Like I think Andrea and Aubrey, I don't know. Like Aubrey, I think probably like you could say leans Ty. I think Andrea could 100% vote Brad. Because like I think like Andrea Haley is another one that I think could go either way. Like I think Andrea Haley and like Aubrey to a degree are kind of split. Like I think Aubrey like probably respected Brad's game more, but obviously I think probably had like more of a relationship with Ty. And like more so a relationship from like her previous season than like on that season. I completely forgot about this scene. I was like, I have like very little memory of this game, despite me playing this for like almost 100 hours before this playthrough. Released this today? What is this? Oh, is this a thing? Okay. Alright, wait, let's pause this real quick. Yeah, I didn't know they released a promo. Let's see what we got. Cool. Is it literally just gonna be the year? Okay, I'm just like scrolling through. It's literally just them saying heroes versus villains. But whatever. Sure. Yeah, so that's the thing. Oh, January. Okay, so they confirmed January. So that's cool. But yeah, not much new, obviously, from that. Okay, let's actually look at the schedule. So if it's January, it's probably like the 29th. I guess it depends on what day they start. Typically, like they start on Mondays, right? I mean, but then if it is a 3-day schedule, it's probably like the 29th. But it could also be the 30th. But yeah, it's probably, I mean, like, it's probably just Blood versus Water schedule. Yeah, I also still find it funny that they're, like, literally casting newbies as villains. Is Australian Survivor as good as the U.S.? I mean, I don't like Australian TV. And Australian Survivor, like, is essentially Survivor mixed in with Australian TV. And, like, a lot of the issues I have with Australian Survivor stem from the way that Australian TV is made. But it's not bad. Like, it's like, if you like Survivor US, I think you should certainly give Australian Survivor a try. But it's definitely not the same show. And I know there's people that like legitimately like Australian Survivor more. And again, Good for you if you do. But it's not my it's not really my thing, I guess. Okay, well, like he's right there. Why can't I talk to him? Oh, what's the objective? It's just find him, right? Yeah, he's right fucking there. Like the scan faces, is that a thing? Oh, fuck off. There we go. He's born in 1985. What year is this again? This is like 38 or something, right? Oh, I have to push X. I'm a fucking idiot.
My name is Connor. I'm the android sent by CyberLife. I looked for you at the station, but nobody knew where you were.
Yeah, I did notice that too. Yeah, so the color scheme is yellow and purple. I feel like that's fucking weird. Yeah, like why didn't they just go blue and red? Well, what would yeah, I guess to be fair, like they just did that with Blood vs. Water. Maybe they didn't want to do the same tribe colors again, but it is weird though. So yeah, the heroes are gonna be yellow and villains are purple.
Just be a good little robot and get the fuck out of here.
Who wins, Sivu, David, Boulay? I think Sivu.
I'm sorry, Lieutenant, but I
where
my instructions
nah, let's look at the jury votes, but I'm pretty confident Sivu.
You can stick your instructions.
Like I think essentially all of Graham's votes go to Sivu.
Never mind.
While Sivu keeps the votes that he already had also. Oh. No, oh no, God damn it. I did not mean to threaten him. Okay, so Sivu, Boulay, and David. So yeah, Graham, I think, probably goes David.
I didn't mean to bother you.
I think.
I'll wait for you outside.
Yeah, okay, so one vote David. Xavion goes Sivu. Althoff, I think, probably goes Sivu. I don't know. I mean, actually, it's either Sivu or David. Like, for sake of argument here, let's just say David. Shane goes Sivu, obviously. So that's 2-2. Vel goes Boulay, so 2-2-1. Moira, I think, goes Sivu, but also could go Boulay. I don't think...
You wait here.
The natural, I don't think anyone's, naturally voting for David, outside of maybe Graham. Essentially. But Moira, I mean,
I don't give a fuck about your instructions.
I think probably goes Sivu.
I told you to wait here.
Solly, Boulay still. Marion, Sivu for sure. Cornet, probably Sivu over David. Considering he hated David. And yeah, Mark's still the same. So, I mean, it would be what, a 5... I mean, at worst, it would be a 4-3-3 Sivu win.
I'm not confirming.
But I think more than likely, Althoff and Moira also flip as well. Oh, yeah, Mr. Krabs, I forgot about that, too. Purple's not the first thing you think of when you think of villain. I think the yellow and hero is more egregious to me. But I guess, actually, yeah, villain, I feel like red is obviously the color you think of, though, right? So, yeah, I guess it's yeah, they're both pretty bad.
Androids are not permitted beyond this point.
It's with me. What part of staying in the car didn't you understand?
Your order contradicted my instructions.
What is this? 40 rules, Big Bird has had to follow.
Got it?
Got it.
Evening, Hank.
Alright, let's see.
We were starting to think you weren't going to show.
So we got... They have the Under Goose. Okay, obviously they have to go through Psychoval. Yeah, I think this is also the thing that people misunderstand. Doesn't mean that they have to pass the Psyche Val. People say oh, I don't know how they pass the Psyche Val, and it's they didn't. As long as they're not deemed as dangerous, it doesn't really matter. Pass an in-person interview, I mean, yeah. Test for STDs, I mean, yeah, they do a whole bunch of tests. Being outgoing and adaptable help get you cast. That's a nothing fucking thing being said there. Must be ready to start start filming on a short notice, obviously. They have to they have to have watched at least one season of the show. That's not necessarily true. They have to actually, they don't even. Actually, that's definitely not true, right? Like, that's definitely not true. They have to have watched a season of the show because we know that there's definitely people that came in there and that haven't. And despite them sometimes giving them
not much. The neighbors confirmed he had one, but it wasn't here when we arrived.
Sometimes giving them seasons to watch. We know in recent seasons they don't even do that anymore. So yeah, this is 100% not true. They have to sign an extensive contract, obviously. They have the post for the memory wall. I mean, I got no fucking shit. There's a quarantine before entering the house. I mean, I guess under COVID. Well, I mean, either way, I guess sequester, but either no shit. Take COVID tests regularly. Yeah, no shit. Given shows rule books upon arrival. I mean, they have a rule book in the house. If that's what you mean. Many of them still don't know the rules, but yeah. If they agree to be searched, I mean, yeah. Can't bring in their phones, I mean, yeah. Cut off from all outside contact, yeah. Can't leave the house, obviously. Can't shop for their own groceries. I mean, because everyone else, because production shops for them. Yeah, this is actually a really dumb list, though. Who the fuck made this top 40 list of things you don't know? They have to agree to eat slop. That's a nothing thing that they're saying there. They can't whisper in the house. That's 100% false. Actually, too fair. That might be a rule. I think that probably is a rule. It's just that they don't enforce it. But yeah, their interactions with producers are restricted. Yeah, can't discuss nominations of other housemates. Again, that's another one that's in the rule book, but it's not actually enforced.
Chris, I want full analysis on the
They have to give an interview after being evicted. I mean, they don't have to.
Consider it done, Lieutenant.
For contractual. Contractually, yes, they have to, but they don't have to.
That's it.
Have they agreed to 24/7? Film in the bathroom, yeah. Must wear a microphone at all times. Can't be employed during filming. I mean, you can. Is that what employer is going to let you leave for 3 months? But yeah. Again, this is just a dumb list. Realistically, paid to be on the show, no shit. They're allowed to make What is this? What is this one? They're allowed to make alliances. They can't threaten or physically harm another contestant. Too fair, you can threaten, right? To a degree. I guess it matters how much you threaten. Offensive remarks are grounds for elimination. I mean, I guess, but they don't though, do they? For the U.S. at least. They can't damage the house. I mean, I guess. Don't have control over the house's utilities. No shit.
Come on, guys, get a move on. We'll be here all night.
Don't have they have to compete in some lengthy challenges. No shit. What is this one? They may be chosen to be the head of household. What does that mean?
There's something weird in the bathroom. Did you take a look?
What is this? This is such a dumb fucking article. 40 it's 40 rules you didn't know Big Brother contestants have to follow. One of them is the HOH title comes with perks. One, that's not even a rule. And two, it's no shit. They can't have household 2 weeks in a row. Again, that's literally the fucking rules of the game. They have to be okay with being woken up by music. What does that even mean? Yes, they are woken up by music, but what does that mean that they have to be okay with being woken up with music? No ties allowed? Is that a thing? Oh, ties as in... Okay, I'm okay, yeah. They can't argue against the producers. I mean, I guess. They can argue, it's just that it won't happen. Winner receives a cash prize. They can't speak about the show afterward. I mean, they can, just... until their NDA... is up. I don't know, that's a fucking ridiculous list. That was one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever read in my entire life. Does a winner have been more under... I mean, I believe Natalie White for sure was more under-edited than Erica. Erica's definitely down there, though. I'm pretty sure Rob's fact checker on Twitter made a chart of the most under-edited winners. And I think, if I remember right, I believe Erica was like third from the bottom. Yeah, here we go. I found the list. Oh no, actually, that's not even close. Actually, Erica was more prominent in Parvati. Actually, Erica's like not at the very bottom, actually, by a decent chunk. Yeah, bottom's Natalie White by like a ridiculous margin. Then Bob is actually second at the bottom. And then Vesepia. Actually, kind of surprising that Vesepia is that low. But I guess that's more so due to the fact that like Marquise is a season that like everyone got a lot of content. Oh no, I didn't know this.
Great party.
Wait, Lieutenant. I can't stay if you leave.
Sandra here's villains, then Sophie, Denise, Parvati, then Erica.
5 minutes to finish my investigation.
Then Danny, Chris. But again, a lot of that's because like obviously her end game, she got a lot of content.
5 minutes.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Whatever.
Where it's like if we're talking about like up to like I don't know, like mid-merge, then yeah. Erica's definitely one of the most under-edited. But even then, I still think Natalie White is still more under-edited. Because like, Natalie White literally doesn't even get introduced on the show until episode 4. Like, outside being part of the Dumbass Girl Alliance, she literally doesn't even get to speak until episode 4. He's here, right? Oh, maybe not. Oh, here we go. The RA9 thing that never gets fucking answered. But David Cage likes to think of it as this, like, big mystery. But really, who the fuck cares? Actually, it is funny that I didn't realize that. Tony in Winners at War is the second most over-edited winner. To Boston, obviously Boston Rob could be very high. It's funny that Rich isn't that high. Where's Rich? Rich is actually really low. He's at number 19. Despite, I believe he's like the third most confessionals for a winner. Is that right? Maybe even second? I don't remember anymore. But either way, it's like it's surprising that like it's surprising like at least on paper that Rich is that low. But obviously like when you consider that Borneo had like so many confessionals, obviously it makes sense. That means percentage-wise, he's not like that far off from everyone else. It's funny that Tommy's number 14. Actually, it's also really sad that Earl is the only POC in the top 17. And there's only 2 women in the top 17 as well. And it's like Kim is the top woman at number 12. I'm surprised Adam's number 10. I think that's one that's like kind of surprised me here. Edge of Extinction player ranking. Yeah, we've talked about this a lot. I'm like Gavin's number 1. Like after that, it's like probably take your pick of like Lauren, Victoria, Rick. Like I think Edge of Extinction is probably one of the tougher ones to do, just due to like obviously you have like 2 of the bigger players of the season being people that were voted out and had to come back. I think Gavin's the definitive number 1 for me. Julie is someone that like isn't terrible, but also had like no win equity. You have Lauren, who is same thing, but like had very little win equity. Again, I like maybe there's scenarios where she win, but like not super likely. Because it's like her ideal Final 3 scenario is Gavin, Julie, Lauren, but even then Gavin wins. So it's like I don't know who she really beats. Yeah, like Wentworth played pretty well, but obviously he's booted at the final 9, so it's like that's pretty far back. Same thing goes to like War Dog being booted at 8, Ron being booted at 7. It's like they all played like solid games, but all like booted relatively early. Alright, Carsonian. What time is it? I just realized that it's 2:22. Okay. He's actually I can't like look at the stream time to like properly assess when to end stream because obviously started stream way fucking late tonight. I don't know, like Victoria, I think the tough thing about Victoria is that she had no path to the end. It's like, yes, she had a lot of win equity, but like no one was taking her to the end.
Well, this happened weeks ago.
Where like if Edge of Extinction didn't happen, then like, and like let's just say Rick loses fire making, I guess that's really the thing to factor in. But like no matter what, Victoria was going home anyway at Final 5. Like it didn't really matter Chris coming back, and then at that point it would have been Gavin, Lauren, Julie, to where Gavin would have won. So it's like I think Gavin's probably the most. Gavin and Rick are probably the two most screwed over by Edge at the end, because obviously Rick comes back from the Edge at the first time around. But I don't know, like Victoria, I think it was like just always going to be an end game boot, but still had like a lot of win equity if she somehow got her way to the end. It would be funny if Jonathan called the tribes yellow and purple. I mean, I did. I guess that's like not unreasonable to think about from Jonathan. I'm trying to remember. Did Survivor US ever do that? I feel like for sure Jeff has like called a tribe by their color before, right? Like, I can't think of like, has he done that recently? Best player from Blood vs. Water, I mean Tyson. It's not even close. It's like Tyson and like massive gap, and then maybe Hayden, maybe Jervis. Maybe Sierra, but like I think it's probably Hayden. It's probably number 2. Worlds Apart, I mean, probably Rodney 1, and then is Carolyn 2? Not sure, really. But I'm pretty confident Rodney's number 1. Okay, I fucked this up.
Okay, time's up.
So yeah, this playthrough's gone splendidly so far. I want to look up my previous Detroit playthrough, because I genuinely do not remember how far I should get here. But yeah, I fucked that up. Whatever. I love how, like, again, like, I talked about this before, that I did try to play this game to where like I complete every flowchart, and like I literally did up until like the 2/3 mark in the game, which is just insane looking back on it. Yeah, so what I need to do, I just need to like piece everything. Okay, well, fine. Whatever. Let's see. Where's my Detroit playthrough? So it took me 20 parts the first time around. So if I want to get around 1/3 of the way through the game, it's around the Waiting for Hank chapter. Where are we now, though? We're at Stormy Night, right? Okay.
Dinner is ready.
So we're about like an hour off of that. Oh, so I guess we'll maybe play until that point. I'm not gonna fucking remember the fucking like how many people, 12 people that were not on the jury in Australian Survivor.
There wasn't much in the kitchen. I did what I could.
Sarah should have been number 1 because she voted out her mom. I think she should have been at the bottom because she voted out her mom.
Turn on the lights.
Is there a season where my player rankings your winner is less than 5th or 6th? I mean, I put Nicole that in SA Immunity Island. If we're talking about like Survivor US, then I think Gabon. But I don't know if there's another one outside Gabon. Where like even like looking at the rest of the like worst like the winners, I guess like maybe Edge of Extinction you can argue. But yeah, like I think those are probably the only 2. But like I mean, because like after that, it's like looking at my worst winners. It's like you have like Jenna, who again, I already did the Amazon one. Yeah, like it's recorded and everything, not out yet, obviously. But again, Jenna's not like Jenna's 2 minutes. I don't even remember where Jenna is, but like she's like 2 or 3. You have like Fabio, where like maybe Fabio you can argue it because like I think Chase, Sash, and Holly are for sure above him. That might be it though. Like maybe Nyanka. Yeah, like lower than 5th though. Like probably not. Which was worse, Hourglass or Do or Die? I think they're both bad for different reasons. Like I think I personally would rather have Hourglass than Do or Die. But I think Hourglass is a worse twist fundamentally. In the sense that it's like essentially production lying to its players. And essentially like makes like all of this like not like it makes the challenge winners the losers and everything, which is like kind of just fundamentally dumb. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? Okay, yeah, let's serve dinner, right? Was the thing? Oh, turn on the lights. That's what it wants me to do. Game? Thank you.
Life's funny.
But yeah, I think like most lists, like the winner's probably number 1. Because I mean, like even when looking at like BB24, I have Taylor number 1, and it's like I don't even think Taylor's like that great in the grand scheme of things. Like I mean, on a winner ranking, it's like she's at best like bottom middle tier, more than likely top bottom tier, but it's like despite that she's still like number 1. Like I think it's like it's very tough for a winner to not be in the top 3, I feel like. And if they aren't, then it's usually due to like them either winning out or them just like getting extremely lucky.
What's your fucking problem? Not the life you dreamed of, eh?
Winner part winner player ranking: Rodney, Carolyn, Tyler, Will. Like I don't know if I would have Will that. I would have Mike above Will.
We live in this fucking shithole.
I think Tyler's essentially the Victoria of this, where like Tyler probably had a decent amount of win equity, but like there's also like no way Tyler was getting to the end outside of winning out. Like no one was taking Tyler to the end. So in that sense, like is he that like dissimilar from Mike? It's just that like he had to win out from like less. Like he had to win out from like what 2 or 3 rounds less than Mike.
Come back here. Come back here right
Where like really, I think he's someone that's like greatly benefited from the fact that Mike was still in the game, but then just gets unlucky in the sense that Mike has an idol. But like, I do think Mike staying in the game keeps the target off him for longer. Where like I think if Mike had gone, then Tyler's like the next target anyway. So it's like I think the fact that like Tyler like is still like a Final 7 boot while like Mike eventually wins the game, I think like would make Mike better than Tyler to me. on a player ranking because I don't think their games are that dissimilar. Especially because I think Mike like had a lot more control earlier on, and also ends up outplaying Tyler in the Joaquin round.
Took off without a word.
I could have been happy. I could have been family.
But no!
Yeah, I think like really Mike might just be number 3. I think.
He's coming. He's gonna hurt me. Run!
No. If I were to redo 41, Erica's number 1.
You're coming with me.
Like if I were to redo 41 right now, it would be Erica 1, probably still Ricard 2. I think the debate between Danny and Deshaun is pretty close. I still think Deshaun's probably
her fucking fault.
Above Danny, and then probably Shan would be 5 then. Dude, I guess really the ranking's the same. It's just that Erica would be number 1 instead.
Come back here! You ain't going nowhere!
Quick, he's coming!
Favorite night 1 evictee from... Oh, okay. Almost filled out. Oh, fuck off. Okay, there we go. Like, favorite, as in, like, character-wise and everything, probably, like, Glenn. Where, like, again, I'm thinking, I feel like a lot, like, some of that's from post-show, though. Where it's, like, you have the Joey Rodriguez stuff and everything. But in terms of, like, game and everything, then, like, Cameron is the one that has the most potential and all that. But it's like if I were to, like, which one do I want to see play again? Then yeah, it's Cameron. Whereas, like, I mean, too far, it would have been David before he did play again, but we saw that, and then again you have Glenn, who is like he's never gonna do well, is he? But again, is a funny like character to me, post show, and then you have like Jody, who's like iconic, but also it's still like Jody. So I don't know. So can she die? Can Kara die here? I don't remember. I guess she can, right? Really, I should have gone for that one. That's probably the best outcome. Fuck, this is gonna be such a fucked video to make. Because, like, at least with Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, like, there's a lot of linearity for a lot of it. Like, here, it's like, it's really just all over the place. Like, there's so many, like, different outcomes that can happen. I don't know. I don't have any idea why all girl alliances never work in Big Brother. Like, I think maybe the like importance on physical game might play a factor in that. Where I think like usually there's a lot of like people scared to do all women because the assumption that men are going to do better in competitions, and considering like how important competitions are in Big Brother, where they directly hand you power, I think that might play a factor. So that usually is like the downfall of all girls alliance. Whenever there is one that like brought up, is that usually like some of the women want to end up working with the guys. And I think that is like a major reason why. It's because they think that the guys are going to win competitions.
Scotch, neat as usual.
Absolutely.
Okay, but you know what your doctor would say.
Best move made on Survivor finale?
Kiss my ass. I'm old enough to choose
Like,
my own
probably a
medication.
lot. Tony convincing Rue to take him to the end. Oh. Game? Game. There we go. Chris getting Lauren to play the idol on him. Chris taking on Rick Devens and Fire.
Call the police.
Tommy getting Nora to take him the final 3. Again, there's a lot, realistically.
We've just returned home and found the lights on. There may have been a break-in.
Hatch throwing. Hands on Hard Idol.
Marcus, no. I'm gonna come with you.
Leo.
Oh, look who's
Oh,
here.
what else
My
is there?
father's plastic toy.
Leo.
I just realized we're also like not even like just limiting it to
You refuse to help me,
winners,
so I'm
are we?
helping myself. It's
I guess
crazy
technically
how
there
some
could
people
be.
pay for this
Actually,
shit.
thinking like, is there a non-winner that's made a great move in the final? I guess like
It's gonna be mine
Kathy
sooner or later anyway.
in Marquesas with her
Get him away from there. Get
getting
him
Giuseppe
outta
to go to
here.
Rocks, but also it's like, is that great considering like that was the obvious move? It's like, what other option did she have?
Look, I've already called the police. You should go now before you get yourself into more trouble.
All you ever do is tell me to go away. What's wrong, Dad? Not good enough for you? Not perfect, like this fucking thing?
That's enough. Get out right now.
What makes it so special anyway, huh? What's it got that I don't?
But again, like I feel like there's probably like a lot of answers there.
Come on, let's see what you got.
Marcus, don't defend
Maybe that's a video idea though. That's a video
Don't do
to do
anything.
at some point. I don't think anytime soon though.
Go ahead, hit me. What you waiting for? Think you're a man? Act like one.
Stop it.
What's the matter? Too much of a pussy?
Stop it, Leo. Stop it.
Too scared to fight back?
Like, I also love like again, this is fucking David Cage to the key to the key to the T of fucking having Carl die essentially at the moment that all this is happening.
Oh, right, that's right. I forgot you're not a real person. You're just a fucking piece of plastic.
Oh, Leo, leave him alone.
Most dynamics throughout finale, I mean Edge of Extinction.
I'm gonna tear you apart and nobody's gonna give a shit.
Or like even at that point, it's like at the point that Chris comes back, it's like games are still all over the place.
Carl, no! Carl.
Here's his villains. I would not have Sandra #1 in Heroes vs. Villains player ranking.
Don't leave, okay? Please don't go.
I just think like while I do think Sandra's jury management is like really strong, it's like it's also like based on the fact that she continuously fails to do what she's trying to do.
No. Dad.
But yeah, I'll probably have
No.
like Parvati or Russell. I think it's a tough thing.
This is all your fault.
It's like, I mean, like realistically, they both had no win equity. Like Parvati probably wins a Russell, Danielle, Parvati Final 3, or maybe even a Candace.
Who's the android?
But it's like also it's like that was never happening. Well, at least the Candace scenario was never happening. The and the Danielle one, it's like it's one that she actively failed to get. So I probably lean Russell 1, Parvati 2, maybe Jerry 3, maybe Rupert 4, then Colby. I don't know. I think the heroes win equity is kind of weird, where it's like I think on paper you would think they were going to win, but also like if they do get to the end against another villain, the issue there is that makes most of the jury villains.
End the line.
To where they're not locked in votes for them.
End of the line.
Yeah, you're gonna have to leave.
Because like I think the assumption is that okay, if Rupert or Colby get to the end, they win because they're heroes. But it's like the issue is that again, like the jury is only like what? 2 real heroes. I mean, I guess like if we're saying like only Rupert got to the end, like obviously, yeah, he would have Colby, JT, and Amanda's votes, but like would he even have Candace? And then everyone else is a villain. So it's like, but then also I think within that, like I think like Coach would probably vote for him, and like maybe a vote here and there. But I don't know. I guess it's like probably a bit more wonky than we got reported. But also, if it is like Rupert, Colby, and like actually, with Sandra, how would Sandra do in a jury vote in that situation? Like, where does Russell go? Like, does he go Rupert? I guess I don't know. Like, who the fuck does Russell vote for?
Okay.
Because like he had no respect for Sandra, and like he did call Rupert a dumbass, but I think he probably does go Rupert. But like Parvati goes Sandra, Courtney goes Sandra. I think Coach would go Rupert. Jerry could go either way. I mean, Jerry, like, I think she would probably want to vote Colby, but like I don't think anyone else is voting Colby. Oh yeah, November 7th. Yeah, that is a thing. Also, God of War Ragnarok. Actually, God of War Ragnarok's going to be out by the time I stream next. That's insane to me. The sad thing is I won't have time to play it. That's the depressing thing. Where it comes out on Wednesday, I'm probably not going to... Because, again, I got a physical copy. It's probably not going to arrive until midday. Probably like 1 o'clock or so. So it's like getting everything installed, whatever, play it. It's like it'll probably not like getting around to play. It probably won't be until like 5 or so. But also like that day, obviously we have Survivor, Amazing Race, and then I stream at night. So it's like probably won't have that much time to play it, disappointingly. But so.
I know someone who can help you.
Oh, there's spoilers already out there right now for God of War. I've not seen any of them, thankfully, but. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure like a lot of the end game's spoiled already.
But that's on the other side of town.
If not just the entirety, like I wouldn't be surprised if it's just the entirety of it.
Come on, Alice.
Thank you for using Detroit buses.
Except for Black Panther 2, expecting it to be bad. Yeah, I would too. I would not expect it to be that great, but I'm interested in seeing what they do with it. Like, I'm not gonna watch it because I don't really care that much, but I'm interested in seeing like how they handle the death of Chadwick Boseman. But, like, I believe they've already confirmed that like T'Challa is just dead, right? Like, I believe that's, like, already, like, in the, essentially, like, the, basic plot summary of it all, but, yeah, interested in seeing, like, where they go from there, though.
An abandoned house.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, that is the thing, too, is that it is Ryan Coogler, and Ryan Coogler's, like, such a great director, that, like, you would assume that he wouldn't do something bad. But still, I think there's definitely worry considering how much of a mess it seems to be. Let's see, like, has Coogler done a bad movie? So Fruitvale Station, Creed, and Black Panther. That's all he's done still. So yeah, it's like he hasn't done anything. Well, he hasn't like directed or written anything bad yet. Technically, he produced the new Space Jam. So I mean, that might be a worry, but. Still, that was a bomb, right? I'm trying. Yeah, 26%. So yeah, was not well liked. So he's only regular producer for Creed 3. That's interesting. Where he was executive producer for Creed 2, but only normal producer for Creed 3. When was Creed 2? Yeah, it's been like by the time Creed 3 comes out, it would have been 5 years since Creed 2. That's kind of insane. They bothered still making it. Wait, what am I doing? Oh, I need to find a way to open it, right? Isn't there something here? Yeah. Cambodia player ranking. Jeremy, Kelly, Tasha, Spencer. I would have... Actually, I don't know. Spencer, Tasha, I think is like kind of interchangeable. I still stand by that. I do think Spencer had more win equity. But yeah, I think in a player ranking, I think you could debate the two. Kimmy Savage 6. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I put Steven. I don't know. Steven. Yeah, I mean, I guess actually now I'm thinking about it, it's like there's a lot of weird placements, aren't there? I guess like Savage at 6 is like.
Are you alright?
Win equity wise, like
yes, it's just a scratch.
Seems a bit high, but like also it's like he was kind of screwed, right? He gets screwed over by an idle play. He was in a position where like a lot of people wanted to take him far. Again, like I don't think he was ever winning.
We're just having a look.
Yeah, I think Kimmy. I just realized. Yeah, I didn't notice that until just now. Yeah, so there were two fucking Cambodia lists posted at the same time. Yeah, I would put Monica below Vetus. That's something I would do. I think Vetus was like pretty screwed coming into that, just based off pre-game reputation. Not that he didn't do anything wrong anyway, but I do think like he was already like the number one target from like Spencer and Shireen coming into that. Keith and Abby weren't active threats like Fishback, but also like I think like Keith should probably be above Fishback. I don't know about Abby though, because like at least Fishback had like win equity. Where like I don't think Abby wins any situation. Wait, what's that say? Oh, okay. So once you go here, you're like locked into this outcome then.
Wait, what
I mean, I think it's like, for me, it's like a mix of the two lists, right? Like, I think I would have Jeremy, Wentworth, I mean, both of you have those top two. And then it's like, oh wait, fuck.
I don't know what the humans did.
But yeah, I'll probably have Spencer 3, Tasha 4, I think is where I would go.
Won't let them hurt him again. No.
I don't know, Kimmy, where's Kimmy land? I think the issue with Kimmy is that,
she's not gonna hurt you.
one, I think she makes her move like a round too late.
She's not a little girl.
But also, I mean, like in the A, and we talked about that before, is that the final 7 rounds is like, I think it would have taken a lot of social capital for her to pull that off there. But I think like realistically, that would have been the more ideal time to pull off the move against Jeremy.
We have nothing to be afraid of. All we want is a place to spend the night.
But again, she had like massive win equity.
Visitors are dangerous.
Look,
what they did to her.
But it's like, I don't know. It's like in her current pass, she wasn't getting there. So she always needed to flip, and like considering she like botched the flip, I don't know. Either way, I think probably, and like her game before that was like nothing too special, and like a lot of the reason why she would have won was just due to the fact that she was like a single mother that they thought needed the money more.
You must excuse Ralph.
Yeah, I'll probably put Kimmy 5, I think.
Ralph still finds it difficult to control himself.
And then like
sometimes his fear makes him do things he regrets. Ralph has seen
Savage, like I think Fishback's a tough one to land.
He's just so scared the humans will get him again.
Like I'd probably put Keith 6, I think. Stay, I guess.
We'll just stay the night.
And then like probably Fishback 7, Savage 8.
This way.
Sierra 9.
Ralph never goes outside, so no one knows he lives here. Humans come in to squat from time to
And
time.
after that, it's like whatever. But I don't know, it's like I don't know, I think there's a lot of like weird placements there. What a creepy fucker this guy is. What is this list? Oh, it's just Jeff Probst season ranking? Yeah.
You can make yourself at home here. Ralph is gonna go in.
Yeah, I love like how, because this is right before Heroes vs. Villains. So yeah, Jeff was definitely a lot more unfiltered back then. I love his like first comment here. Thailand's at the bottom. Some things never change. I didn't like it then. I don't like it now. And you'll notice no one from this season was invited back for Heroes vs. Villains. That's also something that's really funny, is that a lot of this is like under the context of Heroes vs. Villains as well. Yeah, Marquesas second to last. It was our fault. We take the blame, but this was just a snoozer. The good news, we didn't come away empty-handed. Boston Rob remains one of the greatest players ever. This is, meanwhile, Gina Cruz is now making jewelry. I love that, like a random comment there. Fiji, if it wasn't for Yao-Man and Dreams, this would have edged out Thailand as the worst season ever. No offense, Earl, but you're a nice guy. But as nice a guy as you are in real life, the charisma didn't carry on screen. In Guatemala, 16, why not? Yeah, this is the interesting. Like the Vanuatu one's interesting because, like, I think obviously, like Jeff Probst is like well known for hating Chris at the time of Vanuatu, but it's interesting here that by the time Heroes vs. Villains, he actually like props up Chris here, which is always why I'm like a bit conflicted on where like he would assess Chris nowadays. He's like here he like does give Chris credit for like taking advantage of like flipping the women on each other and everything. Which to be fair, I think he would probably give him too much credit for that, but still. Gabon at 14. I feel like Gabon, like I feel like Jeff Probst hates Gabon now, if I were to guess. Like I would like actually I would be very interested in seeing like Jeff Probst season ranking now, because like I did do the predicting Jeff Probst season ranking, but like still a lot of that was still like under the context of like having this ranking to base off of. I feel like if we're like actually looking at his ranking, like I would not be surprised if Gabon's like near the bottom. Hey Judge, yeah, still I guess we're playing Detroit for whatever reason. My internet was really, really shit earlier, which is why I didn't get started on stream until, 12:30. Well, this is Gen X, Steven, Hannah. I'd probably put Zeke higher. Probably Zeke and Will. Actually, I don't know. He's like, where would Ken land? I think the top 9 is pretty. Actually, I don't know. Like Michelle, like I think Michelle should probably be a little bit higher, maybe. I don't know. It's like Michelle had a lot of control in her original tribe, but I was like Swap. She wasn't that great, and then she's the merge boot, so that's kind of weird. Oh, did he say Ethan's not that memorable? Yeah, like, I think the fact that Gabon is number 14 on his list then, and this was like almost immediately after the season, and he had Randy and Sugar come back, I think that's pretty indicative. Like, yeah, I don't think he actually likes the season that much. Yeah, it talks about how Shane would have made Heroes vs. Villains if they had one more slot. Yeah, Ethan. Okay, here we go. Ethan's not the most memorable winner, but nobody has done more good. Yeah. It's weird too because like Jeff has always been like very pro Ethan. So like it is weird that he makes that one comment there when like every other time he's been super pro Ethan. Like he even put Ethan in his Hall of Fame. So it's like I don't get why he made that comment, but whatever. Reading a book for a paper, that sounds dreadful. I don't think like I don't know the last time I've like legitimately read a book. Like I've like read plot summaries online. Well, like especially like when it comes to like from the context of school, it's like yeah, I think the only time I read a book was City of Ember. That's what it was called, right?
Why are you writing that?
Yeah, City of Ember. back in like elementary school.
I don't know. I don't know.
Actually, I'm surprised he has Tocantins so low. When it's like right after Tocantins. Amazon at 10. I love how he still mentions it provided a top 10 survivor moment when Jen and Heidi took off their clothes for peanut butter and chocolate. Yeah, that's a choice. Cook Islands 9, Australian Outback 8. I'm surprised he has All Stars this high. I think that's the thing. Like, I feel like this is 100% because Heroes vs. Villains was about to happen. That he has All Stars at number 7. And maybe now he would still have it that high because Boston Rob and like Rob and Amber and stuff. But like, 100% he hated All Stars at the time. Like, he's openly talked in interviews about how like we should never do All Stars ever again. Like right after that season. So it's like, yeah, I feel like that's definitely an opinion piece that's changed over time. Read daily, yeah. Yeah, I've just never been a big reader. I don't know, I just find it like hard to focus on reading. Yeah, see, I love City of Ember when I was a kid. To where like I even like tried to read the sequel. Of The People's Sparks, right? I think is what it's called. Yeah. But yeah, I don't even think I ever finished that. What am I doing again? I think with Game Changers, I would debate Aubrey actually as number 2. Over Brad. But yeah, I think it's probably like the top 3 for sure. Yeah, I think that's like top 5. I think that's pretty locked in for me. And then like, I think Andrew's a weird one. Troyzan's also a weird one because like Troyzan had like no win equity despite like everyone liking him, which is like such a weird position to be in. I feel like.
You can come to bed. I did what I could. It's not much, but at least you'll be warm.
Oh, is that what, like the way he described Todd? A really well played game by the gay Mormon flight attendant. Yeah. I love how like all like this is essentially just a promotion for Heroes vs. Villains. This entire list is literally him just like mentioning all the Heroes vs. Villains people. I think what's interesting with this to see Jeff's opinions on things is who's he mentioned that isn't on Heroes vs. Villains. Because like there's not that many. Like who's he like he doesn't mention anyone for Thailand. He mentions Gina for Marquesas, but more so because of like her jewelry. Yowman in Dreams for Fiji and your Earl, I guess, but in a negative light. Chris, but again the winner. Yeah, Bob the winner, but then like Randy and Sugar. I guess Shane he mentions. So that's like a decent thing for Shane in terms of his opinions, at least at that point. Did mention Lex in the Africa one. Yeah, Tocantins is all Heroes vs. Villains people. Amazon, again, he mentions the Jen and Heidi moment, but not them specifically. Actually, I will say, surprising he even remembered Becky and Sandra's name for the Cook Islands one. I think that's surprising. Mentioned Scoop in the Australian Outback one. That's funny. No mention of Tina, though. Mentioned Scoopin, Elizabeth, Colby Jerry, but no scooping. But no Tina. Fuck. Papers on Salem Witch. I feel like that's like even like I feel like when we're like basing on like real history and having to like actually do like deep research into it, I feel like that's even more like tedious, I guess. Yeah, actually, I want to read his All-Stars one. After returning from my therapist's office for treatment of PTRD, okay, post-traumatic reality disorder, I can now share that I still like this season for everything that drove me crazy about 6 years ago. Wait, he likes it for the Sue Hawk incident? Yeah, I don't know. That's definitely a weird comment. Pearl Islands. He does mention actually Pearl Islands. He writes a pretty lengthy one here, despite it being number 5. So what's his actually without even looking at it, like what's his top 4 then? It's Micronesia, Borneo, Samoa. He has Samoa super high, and then what's the other? Oh, Palau. Yeah, 4 is Palau. Only mentions Tom. 3 is Samoa. That's, yeah. Obviously, this just came off of Samoa, but still. Then Parvati and, yeah, Borneo at 1. I love how, like, he has to mention that Eric came from Hell, Michigan. Like, that was a relevant comment. Hey, I would love if Jeff Probst gave a genuine season ranking nowadays. Just, he's not going to. Oh yeah, I'm talking about Survivor, which again is the main show that I talk about on my YouTube channel.
Why was he always so upset with me? All I wanted was a life like other girls. Maybe I did something wrong.
HHH. Yeah, Devin's
Maybe
1.
I wasn't good enough. That's why he was
I don't know
always
if
so
Chrissy
lonely.
that low. Like, I would probably do Devin.
I just wanted him to love me.
Ryan and Chrissy, I think, are really interchangeable for the most part. Like, I would probably go.
You'll never leave me, right? Promise you'll never go.
Actually, maybe I would go Chrissy above Ryan for a player ranking of HHH. Because, like, I feel like with a player ranking, it's, like, based on, like, the actuality of the season, it's, like, they both were, like, looked at as GOATs. Like, I don't think Ryan... Like, I think there's a chance Ryan wins a Devin, Chrissy, Ryan Final 3. And I think he has more likelihood to win than Chrissy. But it's, like, realistically, they were both, like, not looked at favorably from the jury. And, like, I do feel like Chrissy was, like, more involved in the endgame decisions than Ryan. So, I don't know. I think it's, like, kind of close between the two from a player ranking perspective. But, yeah, Ben would probably be 4. Lauren would be 5. Ashley, 6. Maybe Joe. I don't know. Joe. Mike. I guess Mike would be above Joe. But like, I think that would be like barely live. Alice. 36. Dom, Wendell, Kellen, Laurel. I think I'd put Laurel 3. It's weird. Like I think Laurel is like one of the toughest games to assess, considering like had she made the move against Dom and Wendell, I do think she would have had a lot of win equity. The problem is that she doesn't, and like through that like loses all her win equity. So it's like I don't know like how much to like knock against her. Where it's like, really, it's like, I think Laurel probably beats, like, almost everybody. But, like, almost everybody, like, I guess, like, Like, I think the thing about Kellen is that Kellen was like not like didn't really have much of a chance of getting to the end. Where like, I feel like Laurel was like not like perceived as like big jury threat to where like Laurel was never going to get to the end. But was also still a jury threat to where she would have probably won against most people outside of Dom and Wendell. Especially if she had made the move against Dom and Wendell, I think she definitely would have. But also, it's like I think the timing of it all is also the okay, fuck off game is also the tough thing. Like, I don't think she should have. I mean, and also it's like the advantages of it all and everything is tough. I think Laurel, like, no matter what, I think Laurel was like put in a tough spot because she knew about all the event. Like, she knew about Dom and Wendell both having idols, and it's like, but it's like I think Final 8, which was like the point where she was first presented with the move. Like, I think that's too early. I think Final 7 would have been the spot to flip, but I guess 7 would have been like pretty much the only opportunity, but like that would just open it up for like with like the other one having an idol that they're almost guaranteed to use the next round. It's just it's a tough spot in my eyes. Oh, I think Nicole definitely played a better game than Paul and BB-18. I don't even think Paul. I never like looked at Paul's game in BB-18 is that good. What is this about Colby? But I should have read all these. I would love to read all these like Jeff Probst's blogs from back in the day, because I never did like read all the individual episode ones. Like, I read all the finale ones, but I didn't bother reading like the individual episode ones. But these would be funny to read nowadays. Oh, this is the episode. Oh, I fucking. By the way, one of the funniest moments in History of Survivor to me is like Colby talking about how he's not going to eat the chocolate because they're ready for the competition and everything, only for Colby to then sit out immediately after that. I don't feel like he has the detail. Like, he has the list himself. Like, he says, to which I replied, then Probst, and then mentions, I got the message, brother. It's like he has to mention himself in this, like, immediately after he says, oh, wait, fuck, it's that way? Oh, fuck off. Okay, cool. I still fucking hate motion controls in games. I completely forgot Detroit had motion controls. Put final juror in at number 18. For what? For oh yeah, Angela. Well, Angela's. Oh yeah, I think you forgot the numbers. Yeah. Either way, yeah. I don't know if I would have her necessarily that low, but yeah, she would definitely be very low. I think she's one of the worst. Play one of the worst games of a final juror. Especially in comparison to the rest of the cast. What I also found funny about that interaction, about the Colby-Jeff interaction in Heroes vs. Villains, is that I'm pretty sure, like, Jeff would like that nowadays. Like, if people told him to, like, try to talk to him that way, I feel like he would, like, appreciate that more, instead of, like, back then when he's, like, insulted that he's trying to do the or trying to like, okay, can you thank you. Fuck the motion controls. I feel like just in general Jeff is like Jeff is like just so radically different now, I feel like, than he was like just 10 years ago. I love how he goes on this spiel about about Colby afterwards. What does he say about Schmergenbrawl? But he's like, I think it's idiotic that they brought back Schmergenbrawl. Yeah, he does say this challenge will never be played again. But yeah, it's like Schmergenbrawl is just such a terrible competition. And too, I think like the James injury was kind of a fluky one. Where he just like landed on his like knee pretty like weirdly. But still, it's like definitely a competition that I don't know how they brought it back after 19. And like obviously it's just because they had the competition set up already. But like you would think they would call an audible of like, yeah, we can't like do this again, right? Like at least change up the comp. Like don't make it as physical. Wow. You didn't watch Edge of Extinction?
Place where we can be free. Find Jericho. Find Jericho.
I still find it funny that I started the channel when Edge of Extinction was airing. Okay, cool. Oh, am I not going that way? It is Goliath, Nick, Mike, Davey, Christian. I'm trying to think. What would I change here? So, like, would Christian be that high? I feel like I guess he kind of. I would not put Angelina that low. I think Angelina at 12 is too low. I find Carl to be a tough one to rank. But, like, I think Angelina... Like, really, I think Kara is way too high. I think that's the thing, too. Like, Kara and Allison, I think, are probably back-to-back. Allison had more win equity. But, obviously, like, I think Kara, like, managed her threat level better. But, again, how much was that? How much of that was active? Really, I think Angelina is above probably both of them. Like, I think Angelina is definitely above Kara. Because, like, realistically, it's like jury potential, like, they both were not winning a jury vote. So, like, they're pretty much the same in that aspect, but Angelina was at least in the majority group that got to the end, while Kara wasn't. So, like, for me, it's like Angelina is, like, auto above Kara. Okay, what am I doing right now? Okay, maybe it was this way. I'm just being a fucking idiot. I'm not friends with Tom, nor my enemies with James. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he was, like, so bitter in that. By the way, that's... did I talk about this? I think I did, like, mention it at one point. But, yeah, like, so, yeah, Will Neff, I did end up, like, starting a rewatch of his watch-through of Heroes vs. Villains. I never finished it. And, like, I haven't watched it in about a week or so at this point, but... I did get to that point. It is so funny watching Heroes vs. Villains, where like he is like so clearly like stumping for like his like favorite people. Like where after Boss Rob gets voted out, he's like him being like very upset at Courtney for some reason for voting out Boss Rob when she didn't vote out Boss Rob. Like that's really funny. You have like he's like so pro Tom. To where like he's like upset at like Rupert and James and stuff for voting out Tom. Like it is funny how like blatant like his favoritism is on that season. Yeah, so surprised at the internet. So I'm not surprised, but also like kind of relieved, I guess. I don't know that internet remains stable through this stream. Because we're probably going to end in a bit. Probably this chapter. I think this chapter is where I wanted to get to. Right? It's finishing this chapter because this should take us to the waiting for Hank chapter. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully the internet like holds up from now on. I don't know. Again, tonight was just so fucking weird. Where again, like it had been fun. So obviously, like again, we'll kill him. It was gone for like 3 days, and like that's why I didn't stream on Wednesday. But then it came back Thursday, and like it was like fine, like from that point on until like literally tonight. So of course, right when I wanted to start streaming, it fucking it died. So I don't know. But it seems fine now. Nicaragua here. I think Nicaragua's his last one, right? I don't think he did another one after Nicaragua, right? Everyone left the game has legitimate shot to win. Everyone except for Dan. Which also is, like, I don't know if that's true, but... Considering if Dan got to the end against like Sash and Holly, it's like, I don't know. And like even Chase, it's like I think Dan for sure gets votes at least. Like I don't know if he wins, but I don't think it's like this clear-cut case. I just love like he's like updating his posts to respond to criticism and everything. That's so funny. Here's my assessment on what each player should do. Chase needs to form an alliance and stick with it. He already had an alliance at that point. Like he was sticking with his alliance. I do find it funny that, like, and to be fair, it's Chase's fault that he gets, like, painted with the wishy-washy, like, stigma, but, like, from the final, like, after the Brenda boot, essentially, like, his alliance was, like, solid. Like, it's like he doesn't really waver from his alliance from that point on. I guess you could say, like, him blindsiding Jane. But, like, again, that wasn't wishy-washiness. That was, like, him realizing that Jane was a big threat and they needed to vote her out. Yeah, he called out Fabio for needing to win immunity. What a shocker. Actually, Fabio didn't even win immunity the next episode, right? This is the double quit episode, right? Co-wrong player ranking, Aubrey, Michelle, Ty, Sydney. I would put Sydney 2, I think. I don't know, I guess like win equity is like the tough thing with Sydney. Oh, you still can't use that? Yeah, I don't remember where you find these things at. I don't know if I would put... who would be at the bottom of a... Yeah, I guess Co-Wrong is one of the toughest player rankings for, like, who's at the bottom. I think I would actually go Liz for who's at the bottom. But he's like, I think Alicia's, like, the person that I think, like, on paper you would think would be at the bottom, but, like, at the end of the day, it's like, she does survive, what, 3 votes? Where like Liz is taking out the first opportunity. She's one that, like, while she doesn't initially build a majority alliance, she has that majority alliance flip on her, and like she ends up also betraying that majority alliance as well. That's something I find so funny about Co-Wrong. It's like literally the game starts off with it being Neil, Aubrey, Peter, Liz as the majority, with Debbie and Joe as the as people on the bottom. But then by the time of the first vote, it literally switches to where Aubrey and Neil are facing off against Peter and Liz, with like Debbie and Joe becoming the swings. Love to see TJ doing challenge recaps. I don't know how interesting that would even be, if I'm being honest. Or it's like, I mean, maybe like, I don't know, like I feel like we get enough from him on the show of like his opinions on things that I feel like I would definitely be a lot more interested in Jeff Probst's like legitimate opinions. I don't know, but then again, like, I feel like Jeff Probst like actually believes his bullshit now, though. I think that's kind of an issue. Where like when Jeff Probst like currently like doesn't say anything negative about people in interviews, like I feel like that's because that's legitimately how he feels now. Like outside of like the likes of like, I don't know, like a Shannon Elkins or something, like I feel like he doesn't dislike Survivor players anymore. Like even Fair Play, he mentioned in his interview that he doesn't even hate Fair Play anymore. His interview with Dominic Monaghan. I still need an optical thing, right? Jeff's 100% turned to the see the good in everybody host. Yeah, it's like, when was the last time he openly didn't like somebody? Like JP? HHH? Is that the last time? Like, I think he was definitely annoyed with the B quit, so maybe that's something. But like, really, it's like, yeah, I don't think he like is openly like doesn't like somebody. And even the B one, I think that was more so like obviously just the annoyance of her quitting, more so than like not liking her like on the show or anything. Or like, I think JP like he just legitimately like did not like JP. I feel like. Oh yeah, fuck Dan. Yeah, Dan in 39, obviously. Yeah. Yeah, I think that is the last time he did put someone on blast. But obviously that was like for like non-game reasons. Like when we're talking about from like more of a from more of a show standpoint, I feel like JP is probably the last one I can think of right away, where he was like just openly frustrated that JP never answered any of his questions. Game. Thank you.
I'm an AK-700 android. I was designed to serve you. What can I do for you? Hello.
San Juan del Sur. I'll put John above Jacqueline, I think. Just do the win equity.
Please contact the nearest CyberLife maintenance center.
I'll put Missy above Baylor, I think, too. I think Missy had... I mean, not that this really matters, but who wins a Missy Baylor Final 2? I think Missy, right? Like, Missy has some, like, locked votes, at least. At least, like, Missy gets her entire alliance. Like, she gets Jeremy, Natalie, John, Jacqueline. Baylor probably gets, like, Josh and Reed. Yeah, don't really know where Keith goes. Like, Alec probably leans Baylor. Wes, like, probably leans Baylor, but like could technically go either way. I don't know. Hope Julie's husband leaves her so we can get some Aaron level interviews again. I forgot, like, so she did blast Jack on his way out, right? That was one. Like, yeah, fuck this game. It's so stupid, like, how, like, blatant it is, with, like, symbolism at points. Spencer number 2 for Kageyana, I think, is, like, a tough one. Like, obviously he gets to the end of the game with, like, a lot of win equity, but, also spends, like, almost the entire post-merge on the bottom. Is really, like, almost solely reliant on what Tony's doing. But I think I might argue Trish 2. But realistically, I don't know who else would even be there. So I guess, like, Spencer to high is, like, kind of warranted. I don't know. Jacqueline was okay, but was a little light for me. I mean, yeah, it's like no matter how hard you want her to go, I guess. And like also, it's like, does Julie care enough? I think it's also a thing. Where I think the Aaron thing, I think that was like, Aaron made like comments against Asian people, and that I think that's like the point where like Julie was like, okay, let's really blast her. What is this? How MTV's The Challenge became the reality show for sports fans. Oh no, this is like a recent article too. This is like less than a month ago. Oh no. Okay, what chapter's next? So this is Waiting for Hank, right? This is where I wanted to get to. Yeah, it is so funny though. How like I feel like the challenge has like completely lost its identity. Do I actually believe the rumors that Heroes Revealed will be 11 vets and 13 rookies? It's looking more and more likely considering we still don't know who the 12th vet is. Like it makes no sense on paper, but it's like it's Australia. Like, I think it is Australian Survivor. Who the fuck knows what the fuck they're doing? I wouldn't put it past them. But yeah, it's fucking ridiculous if that actually is what they did. Actually, now I think about it, don't we know that there's 7 newbie women? Which would essentially confirm that? I don't remember anymore. Actually, if there are spoilers, I don't want to get spoiled, though. Like... where do you find a Heroes vs. Villains cast? I'm seeing all the like the vet lists, but I know there's like we know the rookies too, right? Or like a lot of them. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I guess it is only 6 women. So I don't know. Whatever. We'll see. I still would not put it past them. Okay, where the fuck is Amanda? Did I just like completely walk by her? Oh, she's in the middle, isn't she? Yeah, I'm just a fucking idiot. Better watch the challenge get canceled than watch it turn into some shitty A&W ripoff. I mean, I think like still like the one intriguing thing about the challenge, like even though it is going on like a downward spiral, is like the history of the series, where like it still does bring back like these people have been like on like a billion seasons beforehand. But yeah, it's like definitely not happy with the trajectory the show's going.
Hello, Amanda.
I mean, how am I supposed to like assess the Challenge Australia when we haven't seen anything of the Challenge Australia? Like, I don't know. I don't know where it'll land. We'll see.
I expected you to find the deviant who killed that man. I must admit, I'm a little bit disappointed.
I'm sorry.
Right. I thought this was like a very mediocre episode of Ride or Dies. But like, I'll be honest. Like, I thought the first 3 episodes were all pretty strong.
I'm sure you'll show more.
I mean, like episode 3 is like, but it had like a really, really good elimination. But I thought the first 2 episodes were both like pretty good episodes. Like this last episode was not great, but I don't think it was like a terrible episode either. I don't know. I think it's like off to like an okay start, but like I'm assuming it's gonna go to complete shit.
I would define him as dysfunctional. He obviously has a personal situation impacting his professional behavior and seems to have no interest in the investigation.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like I think that's like kind of like again, yeah, that's part of the issue of Modern Challenge is that they're casting like all these rookies and then just like doing nothing with them. Like I don't have an issue with them casting Corey Lay from 12 Dates of Christmas or whatever, but like the fact that like they like cast these random people for 1 season and then don't bring them back, like yeah, that's not great.
There are millions in circulation. If they become unstable, the consequences will
Like, I think the challenge should like stick to what it used to do of like it being like 80% returning players and 20% newbies or so. I think that's probably the stat that should stick, especially because like it's weird too because like I feel like part of that was like to overcome this like because like what used to happen is that obviously like the newbies would be targeted right by the vets. But like we're still seeing that despite the the almost 50-50 split. Like the vets are still like getting rid of the newbies. So I don't know. Would be interested in watching Horatio's show? Not really.
Can I help you?
Especially if it's in Spanish. It's like
Do you have authorization?
Yes.
Lieutenant Anderson hasn't arrived.
I should have
yet,
ended, by the way. Like, I don't know why I just started this chapter. Where are the checkpoints for this game? Actually, that's something I don't remember at all. Like, are there checkpoints? Oh, okay, camera glitched out there. That's great. I guess we'll just, like, wind things down. Because, yeah, I'm definitely, like, at best, we're going to finish this chapter. Don't even, like, realistically, I don't even want to do that, considering, we're already, we're almost over a third of the way through the game already. Which, considering this is a shorter stream, I guess that means we're getting through this game a bit quicker than intended. In your eyes, I kind of want to see the challenge production noise. Yeah, like I feel like again, like for sure they've been wanting Tori to win. I feel like in particular, like that's when they've definitely been waiting for.
Excuse me. Do you know what time?
Yeah, like are they looking at these like rookies as just like fodder for the vets? I don't know.
Thanks.
I wonder if there's a way to fix the challenge. I mean, there is. It's just a matter of, like, will they do it? Uh, 12-player ranking. Sri, Arish, Shane, Danielle, Terry, Courtney. Shane at 3. I think that's my question mark. I would probably put Danielle above Shane. Even though, like, Shane probably wins a jury vote against Danielle, like, even then, that's, like, not super, super secure, and... Okay, what am I supposed to do? And, like, but yeah, considering the fact that Danielle was in the majority for, like, the actual core of the majority for more of the game than Shane, I would go for Danielle. But outside of that, I think it's like pretty in line with what I would go with.
Call Hank Anderson.
Hi, this is Hank. Not here at the moment. Leave a message if that's what turns you on, but don't expect me to.
I haven't bothered thinking about Big Brother 13.
Lieutenant Anderson, this is Connor. I'm the android sent by Cyberlife. It's almost noon, and I'm waiting for you at the office.
BB16, Derek, Cody, Frankie. Nicole at 4, I think is too high. Like, I would put Donnie ahead of Nicole, I feel like. And even then, it's like, that's not even like a pro Nicole thing more so than just like, or a pro Donnie thing. I mean, it's more so just like I don't think Nicole played that well. I think she demonstrated a lot of potential, but like I don't think she actually played that well on 16. What's next? Retrospective for what? For like reality TV or for video games? Video. Actually, I forgot. I have a video coming out today. As today as it's past midnight, but I forgot my Persona 5 Strikers video is coming out, which is like such a nothing video. But like it's literally when I recorded over a year and a half ago, and I didn't even bother editing until like almost a year after I recorded it. And it's still coming out way later than that, but whatever. But yeah, what are the next videos? I'm trying to remember. So yeah, that's that. Oh, the recasting Amazing Race 8 video is finally coming out this week. And that's another one. Recorded like over 2 years ago. That's coming out. And then castings for our pre-merge with post-merge is a Saturday. And then yeah, video game-wise coming out, like Uncharted, retrospective. Walking Dead Telltale is in a couple weeks. That's massive. Video on God of War Ragnarok. Actually, there's no more reality TV retrospectives for the rest of the year. It's just the reviews of Amazing Race and Survivor. Life Strange Before the Storm is before the end of the year.
It's good to see you again, Lieutenant.
Oh, Jesus. Hank!
What did you choose, Netherlands? I am, like, I really don't care anymore. I thought, like, episode 1 I thought was fine. Episode 2 I thought, like, was actually kind of good. And I think since then the show's just, like, continuously, like, just kind of dragged. And I think a lot of that comes down to, like, this is just not that good of a cast. And, like...
I've got 10 new cases involving...
because it's, like... When looking at The Genius, the original season of The Genius, it's like even then, like with these same games, because again, a lot of the games on this season are the same as Genius season 1. It's like the way those players played the game was in like so much more interesting of a way than how the people in the Genius Netherlands are playing it. Where essentially we see Kong's Dilemma, which ends up being like a really fun game in the Korean version, but it ends up being so fucking boring in the Genius Netherlands because like no one betrays anybody and it just plays out like as normal as it would happen on most seasons. With like a cast that like doesn't know or that isn't like thinking that critically about it. But like in the original, it's like we had like Sangmin playing both sides and like going back and forth between like which side he's actually loyal to. You have like Sung Yu betraying everyone at the last second. It's like I don't know. I feel like that really like goes through the entire season. Is that it feels like no one's really playing on as high of a level as like most of the cast of the original Korean show.
Okay.
Who's winning? I don't fucking know. I was thinking Roxanne, then she got booted like 2 weeks ago or whatever. I guess at this point it's like Tomas. That's his name, right? The last guy left. Like, he's probably the best player out of the rest of the cast, but it's like...
I've had just about enough of your bitch.
Not really
Either
saying
you
much.
do your job or you hand in your badge. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got work to do.
Need to admit that Shelly's the best player of BB-13. I think the issue is that like she struggles with the jury vote, especially after she betrays Jeff. And then also it's like she had no real like path to the end.
Have a nice day, Captain.
Where like no one actually wanted to go to the end of Shelly, outside maybe Adam in his ideal world, but like also even that's kind of wonky. How many players left in Genius Networks? I think 5. Yeah, because last episode was episode 5, right? So there's only 10 people on this season too. It's smaller cast than the Korean show. But I think we're gonna end here. I think this should be a checkpoint, right? I mean, if it isn't, then like fuck me. Hopefully, it like if it is, it is. Like if it didn't save there, then oh fucking well. Yeah, let's just see. I just want to see where it puts us. Anytime. Yeah, Vanessa, Steve, Austin, Liz, James, Julia.
It's good to see you again, Lieutenant.
Oh, fuck off. Jesus. Put you at the beginning of the scene? Whatever. Alright, it's fine. Either way. Whatever. But yeah, at least it's not the beginning of the level. That's what would have annoyed me more. I might put Johnny Mac higher. I don't know. Obviously, him being evicted is kind of the wonky thing there, but he does get to like near the end with a lot of win equity. Who from Genius now would be good for challenge? Nobody. Like none of them. Like how funny would it be though if they actually got someone from the Genius Netherlands? It's like, no, we're not gonna go BB Can. Or we're not going to go Australian Survivor, but we're going to go fucking Genius Netherlands. Like, that is something they would do, isn't it? But anyway, I think we'll end here. Hopefully I'll be back on Wednesday, and considering how fucking inconsistent streams have been, who the fuck knows? But hopefully my internet's good. But no, we'll see. I'm happy I held the entire stream here. I was kind of worried I was going to die off pretty early, but it seems to have held whatever. So yeah, again, hopefully we'll be back on Wednesday. We'll have Survivor, we'll have Amazing Race, we'll have maybe the end of the Traders. Who the fuck knows? Maybe I'll be done with my thumbnails and everything by then. Maybe that's something. Maybe I'll start my Amazing Race video by then. We'll see. But yeah, that is the stream. So yeah, see you guys next time.